Transform your yard with custom fence and deck, where elegance meets function. Serving Martinsburg and surrounding areas for over 30 years, our expertly crafted decks and fences offer both beauty and protection. From classic woodwork to modern vinyl, experience the craftsmanship that truly elevates your space.
Hey guys, I'm Kyle with True Performance Fitness. I'm one of the owners here. True Performance Fitness as a whole, we brought this gym to the area and we wanted to bring every walk of fitness in one building. So that's exactly what we did. We have strongman, powerlifting, bodybuilding, CrossFit. We have posing rooms, a full turf, a full track outside. We even have a basketball court. We wanted everything to be under one roof. So that's just kind of the thing that we did. We also went out and we made sure that we got top of the line equipment. We also make sure that all the pads and everything are getting replaced and all the machines are being taken care of properly. That's just something we strive to do for this community. We also like to give back to the community with donations, fundraisers, and other stuff for like kids and the families around. So that's just kind of who we are as a gym, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys.
Adventure takes you here, but much of it starts right here in West Virginia, where Toyota has lived alongside hardworking West Virginians for over 25 years, investing over $2 billion in the Buffalo manufacturing plant and bringing in over 2,000 jobs. And that helps fuel the local economy. Thanks for making Toyota the #1 selling brand in West Virginia. See your dealer and start your adventure today. Toyota, let's go places.
Since opening in 2017, we have been the local hangout spot to watch a game and meet up with family and friends. With over 15 TVs, there isn't a bad seat in the house. We have arcade games, including the world's largest Pac-Man, 2 pool tables, and more, serving a full food menu ranging from appetizers to steak dinners, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., 7 days a week, and later on weekends. Daily drink and food specials, and of course, happy hour from 3 to 6 Monday through Friday. Come on out to Benchwarmer Sports Bar and Grill.
Looking to enhance the beauty of your outdoor space? Look no further than R&L Landscapes. We understand that your outdoor space is more than just a yard. It's a place where memories are made with loved ones and where you find peace and tranquility. Our team of professionals will work closely with you to bring your vision to life. From expert design and installation to meticulous maintenance, we are committed to delivering breathtaking results that will make your neighbors green with envy. With our state-of-the-art equipment, we guarantee exceptional craftsmanship that will withstand the test of time. Contact R&L Landscapes today and let us turn your dreams into reality.
I understand that each client is unique and has their own real estate needs. Whether you are buying, selling, renting, or a seasoned investor, I got your back. My name is Cheryl Yates, an award-winning realtor with ERA Liberty Realty.
I've known Cheryl Yates for over 30 years now, and I've always found her to be the consummate real estate professional. On a personal level, Cheryl has handled 3 sales for us over the past 15 years or so and has done an excellent job on each and every one of them. She communicates extremely well, and you never have to worry about where you're at in the sales process.
What I like about Cheryl is she's dependable, she's on time, she's flexible, and she works hard to get the job done. We had our sales very quickly through Cheryl Yates.
Whatever your real estate needs may be, remember me. I'm the key to buying or selling your home.
In the market for a new vehicle? Then look no further than CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg, all in one convenient location. We have over 350 new and used vehicles available, so you'll be sure to find exactly what you're looking for. And with CMA's Love It or Leave It promise and our lifetime powertrain warranty, you can buy with confidence. Visit us online at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg.com and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Looking for better insurance coverage at a better rate, but you haven't been able to reach an actual person? Goosehead Insurance will help. Neil Powell is committed to helping you and the community get great coverage from a local agent who will answer your call. In Martinsburg, call Neil Powell Goosehead Insurance at 304-707-3549. He will customize a policy based on your needs. Call Neil Powell at Goosehead Insurance today, 304-707-3549.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Atkins, Sales and Finance Director at Opeckin Motors of Martinsburg. Join myself and Home Team Sports TV as we lead the charge into the 2024-2025 high school football season, presented by the all-new GMC Hummer EV.
This vehicle is in demonstration mode, connected by OnStar's high-speed 4G connection. Press the blue OnStar button to learn more.
Opeckin Motors of Martinsburg, 838 East Moeller Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia, 25401, or visit us on the web at www.opeckinmotors.com.
We are partnering with Home Team Sports to help our area high schools stream their game. And we just ask that you let our home team, myself, Jared Ferguson, the agent, Dylan Brewer, and our office manager, Yatna Almonte, help you and your home team. We have an office manager that is bilingual.
También hablamos español. Puedes llamarnos para una cotización gratis.
We're also a proud sponsor of the Berkeley County Youth Flag Football League. Jared Ferguson State Farm. Protect your life.
And good afternoon, everyone, and welcome here to Cougar Stadium for this 4A playoff matchup between the Jefferson Cougars and the visiting Cabell Midland Knights. I'm your host for today's game, J.D. Fritz, along with me, joining again as always, like he has been all season long, Drew Pitzer. Drew, thanks for joining us. You ready for some football finally?
Man, playoff football, man, it has that nice little crisp feeling in the air. Can't wait, J.D.
Yeah, it's great. A little week delay, with some things going on in the WVSSAC, trying to sort all these different rankings and ratings out and stuff. So we're ready to go now. Everybody, a couple games last night. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. But so, Drew, talk to me about what you feel coming into this game between Jefferson and Cabell Midland.
I feel like this game is, I know it is a 3 versus 14 matchup, but Midland is definitely not a true 14 seed. They've won 5 straight games. They have not lost since the end of September. This is going to be a very challenging task for Jefferson. They're going to have to stop the run because, Midland loves that. They're in that triple wing set and a lot of movement, just basically trying to get 3 or 4 yards of rush of carry, and Jefferson's going to have to do everything he can to combat that to give himself a chance to win, JD.
Yeah, and, Midland, got off to a tough schedule. I mean, they've got, I think, 4 of their top 5 teams, are ranked in the state playoffs this year. They went 0-5, and now they're coming back the second half of the schedule. They ran the table, went 5-0, averaged only 10 points the first 5 games. They're averaging 46 points through these last 5 games. So definitely a tale of 2 halves, or basically like season halves. So for this team, they primarily love to run the football, not really into passing much, as they only have, maybe 80 couple passing attempts on the season. So they've got 3 or 4 really good, capable running backs, and we're going to see those guys tonight or this afternoon. And, Jefferson's kind of struggled a little bit with teams that know how to run the ball and ground and pound, Drew. So we'll see how that turns out for the Cougars. If they can kind of stop them on offense, then that'll give Jefferson an advantage.
Yeah, for sure. And Jefferson's obviously the more talented team coming into this game. They have more weapons out, but obviously, having that issue with Mar Wallace a couple weeks ago and him not being able to play, it really limits their threats offensively. So they're going to have to settle down, stay diligent. Over the last 4 or 5 games of the season as well, they really limit the turnovers and the dumb penalties that plagued them early on in the season. So this Jefferson team is primed for a deep playoff run, but it all starts here today, JD.
Absolutely. And we're going to pause real quick while we play the national anthem, and out of respect for our flag. All right, we're back up here in the booth, and you can see that it's definitely a breezy day today, about 52 degrees. That flag was really blowing hard, so we'll see how that affects both teams in the passing game, although we know that Cabell Midland doesn't like to pass the ball too much, but Jefferson, they really like to air it out. And the main guy there behind center is going to be Dylan Herrick, who's thrown for 2,400 yards and 35 touchdowns and 4 rushing touchdowns to go along. So sitting at 39 touchdowns, Drew, that's a pretty good number for your quarterback.
Yeah, especially when you start out the season against Spring Mills and they lost 50-0, and there was a lot of chemistry issues with Herrick and some of his receivers. Over to his last 9 games of the year, I mean, he really found it. He lit it on fire. Tayshawn Roper is getting healthy, and having him out of the backfield has really helped a lot of his yards after the catch for Herrick too. But this is a very confident football team, very confident quarterback, veteran-led. I'm very excited to see what these guys can do today. Yeah, I am too. And on the other side of the ball, with Cabell Midland, they're led by their quarterback, Ian Duffy. Hasn't thrown the ball a whole lot as Duffy, but 588 yards, 5 touchdowns. His main receiver there is Marcus Dean, has 19 catches, 253 yards, and a couple touchdowns as well. But like we talked about earlier, they really love to run the ball. Leading the way there for the Knights is Lance Massey, who's got 523 yards, 6 touchdowns. Caleb Kitchen, you'll see him a lot, 414 yards and another touchdown. Logan Hobbs, Kalen Pauly, and Dean will mix in there running the ball as well. So they definitely have 4 or 5 capable guys that they like to rotate and give the ball to. So we'll see how Jefferson can adjust to their running game, knowing that it's not just going to be one guy like Jefferson has with Roper running the ball that you've got to stop. Yeah, it's definitely a committee guy. And there's another guy you missed, Carson Christian.
Yeah.
He actually has 4 touchdowns in the year, only 17 attempts, but he kind of seems like he's going to be their big play guy. So Jefferson has its handful. There's 5 different guys that can touch the ball that can take a yard anytime.
Yeah, and as far as for Jefferson, Roper, he's had a great season, over 1,000 yards rushing, 17 total TDs on the season. So look for a lot of Roper in this game because, Jefferson if Jefferson does what they should do, they should move on to next week. But just in case, I know that Roper's going to be ready. Those guys are going to be primed, giving their best game, leaving it out on there in the field. So I look for Roper to really be involved early and often tonight. But as far as throwing the ball, Dylan, like we talked about, 35 touchdown passes, and Rockwell, who's been his leading receiver, 34 catches, 520 yards, and 6 touchdowns. And as you mentioned, Mar Wallace won't be available for them this afternoon. He's, caught 20 for 456 and has 6 total TDs, a couple returns for a touchdown. But also keep an eye on number 2, Tony Allen. We didn't get his stats before the game, but we talked about it. He's got to be somewhere in that double-digit touchdown number, and he's got a bunch of catches as well. So with Mar Wallace out, I think Roper and Allen, along with Rockwell, are going to be the guys to look for Jefferson to carry this team to victory today.
Oh, for sure. I think Roper's going to get a heavy load of running the football today too. It's cold outside. The ball is probably a little bit harder than it used to be. But also, Rockwell and Allen are both very capable. It's going to put a lot of pressure on them not having Mar Wallace available today. But like we said at the beginning, Jefferson is the better football team. But it is the playoffs, and on any given, this case Saturday, anything could happen. So Jefferson's got to be very aware, come out and play physical, and they should come out and get advance today.
Yeah, I agree. And we're going got the coin toss here, getting ready to get started. I got a couple quick announcements I'd like to make real quick. Message from the WVSSAC. The West Virginia Secondary Schools Activities Commission serves its 286 member schools and their students, providing leadership and support for the conduct education-based athletics, which enrich the educational experience of all participants. Play, perform, compete together. The West Virginia Secondary Schools Activities Commission promotes athletics that provide lifelong and life-quality learning experiences to high school students while enhancing their achievement of educational goals. Play, perform, compete together. Today's athletic event is not about winning at all costs, disrespecting others, or criticizing the athletes, coaches, or officials. It's about learning and growing, developing character, and competing with class. Please keep it positive and bench bad behavior.
So it looks like Jefferson won the toss, but I didn't see if they chose a defer or not.
And also, we'd like to thank Toyota for our title sponsor for these playoffs this season. And, if you're looking for a good deal, stop by your local Toyota dealership, check them out, and they will hook you up with a nice Toyota vehicle. So we also like to thank our home team sports sponsors. And that's Catro Law, Ameritech Tire and Auto, R&L Landscapes, Enclosures Unlimited, Big Mike's Grillin', Opequon Motors called Jeremy Atkins, State Farm Insurance called Jared Ferguson, Rosedale Funeral Home and Cemetery, ERA Liberty Realty called Cheryl Yates, Benchwarmer Sports Bar and Grill, Cookies and Milk Daycare, Neil Powell Goosehead Insurance, True Performance Fitness. We also like to thank our JHS Athletic Field banner sponsors. That's Roberts Realty Group, Parsons Ford, HG's Barbecue and Soul Food Catering, Oak Tree Homes, Tara Sanders Lowe of Sampson Properties, Moose Lodge 948 of Charlestown, Ours Lawyer Lewis CPAs, Harlan J. Shoemaker and Son, Jefferson Security Bank, and AFT of Jefferson. Also like to thank our white level sponsor, Shepherdstown Pharmacy, our maroon level sponsor, CMA's Toyota Chevrolet of Martinsburg, our cougar level sponsor, Shenandoah Heating and Air Conditioning. So we'd like to thank all of our sponsors for this entire season. We could not put this broadcast together without you guys. Also like to thank Toyota for being our title sponsor here for these 4A playoffs. So we're about ready to get this game underway. We'll wait just momentarily for the band to leave the field as the teams will be getting ready to set up for the opening kickoff.
Definitely a very interesting game that we're going to have on our hands. Two completely different styles. They're obviously, Musselman and Millbrook kind of ran a similar single wing, but this having the triple wing and a lot of different movement and motion, I think it's going to throw a different wrench at Jefferson. So it's going to be imperative to see how they combat that. Obviously, I know Coach Hunter has been dealing with that the last couple of days. There's been a couple of different matchups that Jefferson was supposed to have. Originally, it was supposed to be Parkersburg, so now you're here with Cabell, and obviously they're not just your typical 14 seed. This is going to be a very interesting game, JD.
Yeah, you're right. As we saw last night, GW nearly pulled off the upset against a tough Hurricane team. Took Hurricane a last second pass into the end zone that was caught for a touchdown, or they'd have been going home. And that's what you get when the playoffs happen. You want to see competitive games, and even though you're watching a 3 and a 14 matchup, that all records are out the window starting right now, Drew.
Yeah, they don't matter at all. Everybody's 0-0. Obviously, having the home field is nice. Didn't have to make that 4 or 5 hour travel. And it looks like there's a penalty on the field, probably offsides.
Yeah, so back deep for the Cougars is number 6, Tayshawn Roper, and number 2, Tony Allen, the two speedsters, playmakers. So either one of those guys you're going to have to keep an eye on all afternoon if you're the Knights.
Now it's going to take it forward a couple yards. We're going to redo this again, JD.
Well, not the way the Knights would have wanted to start this football game.
Oh, the receiving team.
Wow, how you get offsides if you're the receiving team when you're back 10 yards off the ball? I don't know how that happened at all. Well,
I'm sure the Knights would probably try to kick this within the 10 to 5 yard range.
Well, and maybe they're supposed to. I never knew that. Maybe something new rule or something. Maybe they're supposed to stay 10 yards from the ball. They can't. I don't know. I don't know how you. And now we're officially underway, and that ball is going to go deep into the end zone, and that'll come out to the 20, and that's where the Cougars will start their first possession here of the playoffs. So we'll see Dylan Herrick come out under center. He'll have Tayshawn Roper in the backfield with him, and receivers Takeem Drake to the far side, along with Jackson Rockwell and Tony Allen here to the near side. So we'll see a lot of Drake, and also Trayvon Ledbetter as well, as I believe is out there. And he'll be taking the place of Mar Wallace. So 1st and 10 The handoff goes straight up the middle to Roper, and he's stuffed right there. Good defensive stand there by the Knights, and he'll lose a yard. I think they said he got back to the line of scrimmage, but definitely was hit behind the line of scrimmage, Drew.
Yeah, this Knights defense became, over the last 5 games, very physical. They haven't given up very many points. Offensively, they're putting a lot of points on the board, but they play with a certain physicality that Jefferson's going to have to combat.
Yeah, they're big up front. They got good linebackers as well. A lot of those guys go both ways. Number 4, Landon Taylor. Caleb Kitchen, number 7. Herrick back to throw. He swings it out to Roper out in the flat. Roper's got some room down the sideline. Going to be pushed out of bounds around the 42-yard line. That'll be a first down for the Cougars. So we've seen that play a lot, Drew, this year. We're swinging out to Roper. They've hit on a couple touchdowns with that play as well.
Yeah, that little bubble screen action that they run and getting Roper out in space and making him just having to beat one. I'll tell you what, I'm taking Tayshawn Roper against a lot of these guys in the state with just his pure speed, and he's also got some power to run through some guys.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, until the teams, show that they can stop that play out of the backfield, you got to account for where number 6 is because he's your big playmaker. Herrick straight up the middle, take it himself. Nice gain there on first down. Will give him a gain of around 7 out to the 50-yard line.
Yeah, and Herrick's athleticism is kind of overshadowed by his ability to throw the football, but he's had a lot of these rushes where he's going to chew up 5-7 yards to get ahead of the chains, and that's what they really like about Herrick.
Yeah, definitely not the runner that Roper is, but if you've seen that right there, Roper will lead block for Herrick as well. As Herrick swings it over here to the flat, he's got Trayvon Ledbetter makes the catch. Enough for the first down. They're going to mark him around the 45-yard line. So like I said, we'll see a lot of Ledbetter now that Mar Wallace is out today. So see how involved they get Ledbetter. He's a little bigger receiver there on the outside, so we'll see if they can take advantage of that. Maybe hit on some downfield plays. Trayvon about 6'1" versus Mar Wallace around 5'10".
Yeah, and a lot of they're going to do is they're going to still try to run this underneath game and try to get the safeties to step up. You see those safeties about.
There goes Tayshawn Roper again. Looks like he will pick up another first down inside the 35. They're going to mark him around the 34, so move the chains once again. The Cougars' offense looking good, Drew.
Yeah, Coach Hunter's going to want to bring these. You see these safeties are lined up about 15 yards off the ball. They're trying to bring those guys up so that over-the-top play is going to eventually happen. They keep running the ball like this and still Dylan trusting his checkdowns. They'll be just fine.
Yeah, they're going to try to hit one over the top here soon, if not on this drive. Herrick back to throw. Could be right now. Herrick's going to have to roll out to the near side. Not a lot there. Taking himself. Will get down inside the 30. Mark him around the 27-yard line. So a good gain, though, for Herrick of about 7 yards there on first down.
Yeah, and you saw both those safeties. They're running cover 2. They're falling back with the receivers, and that's just seeing Herrick having to beat one guy, and he's getting 7-8 yards to carry. They're going to stay comfortable with that, JD.
So far, the Cougars have looked really good, mixing it up between Roper and Herrick with the run. Couple passes in there as well. 2nd and about 4 now for the Cougars. Swing it out to Tony Allen. Tony Allen's going to try to bounce it outside, pick up a couple blocks. Allen's down the sideline, tripped up, but he falls into the end zone. But they said he's going to be marked out around the 5-yard line. So enough for the first down, but the big play for the score didn't quite happen yet.
That was really close over on that sideline. He looked like he tiptoed that, but obviously that official has a better angle. But I was for sure he got in.
Yeah, I'm not sure who got just enough of Tony Allen to push him out of bounds, but sometimes when you're tight walking down, it's hard to stay in bounds. But nonetheless, a first down, 1st and goal now from the 5.
Yeah, they're trying to get outside the numbers. They see that Midland's strength is inside the numbers. That's why they're not really running up the middle that well.
Roper will take the handoff, pick up a couple down to around the 3-yard line. This will be 2nd and goal now from the 3. So, I mean, they got a couple. It's going to be a 4-down territory. I don't see them kicking the field goal inside the 5. So,
no, they're gonna trust their offense. This is definitely, they got 3 more downs to go get 6.
Herrick will hand it to Roper straight up the middle. He walks in for the Cougar touchdown. So Tayshawn Roper with his first touchdown of the game, and that puts the Cougars on the board 6-0.
Man, I'll tell you what, I know we've seen a lot of quick drives by these Jefferson Cougars this year, but that was one of the best drives of the season. About a 9-play drive, started from the 20, drove it 80 yards, never had a bad play. I mean, that was just terrific offense there.
Yeah, no negatives, no penalties, and that's one of the keys to the game for me was Jefferson, have been plagued with penalties, especially personal foul penalties. That's why they've got 2 players out right now, unfortunately. The snap, the hold, the kick by Jonathan Paneris is up, and it is good. And with 8:44 left to go here in the first quarter, it is Cougars 7 and the Knights 0. And we're going to take our first commercial break and hear a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Adkins, Sales and Finance Director at Opeckin Motors of Martinsburg. Join myself and Home Team Sports TV as we lead the charge into the 2024-2025 high school football season, presented by the all-new GMC Hummer EV.
This vehicle is in demonstration mode, connected by OnStar's high-speed 4G connection. Press the blue OnStar button to learn more.
Opeckin Motors of Martinsburg, 838 East Moeller Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia, 25401, or visit us on the web at www.opeckinmotors.com.
We are partnering with Home Team.
And we are back here at Cougar Stadium. Cougars take the first score, run it down, and pass it down the field to put them on top 7-0 over the Cabell Midland Knights. Great first drive. A penalty-free drive like we were talking about, Drew. That's what the Cougars are going to have to do today in order to keep their drives going, pick up the necessary first downs. And if they can do that, then they will probably be very successful. Another little pooch kick. We've seen that a lot from Paneris. Taken there, I believe, by 7, Caleb Kitchen. Nice, lucky to hang on to the ball. We've seen that several times, especially game against Washington a couple weeks ago. Paneris made that kick, and they had trouble fielding that ball. And the very first kickoff that they had was recovered by the Cougars. So,
yeah, this Jefferson team is definitely clicking on all cylinders. It's from the beginning of the season to now, they're definitely the most improved. Obviously, Herrick's probably my most improved player. I would say this team is playing very dangerous football right now.
Yeah, I agree. We'll see who comes out, if it's going to be Ian Duffy, number 10 at quarterback.
It's number 10, yep. Or 0. It's actually
that's
number
0. So that's going to be number 0. That's going to be Caden Pauly. So they've made a little bit of a switch. Straight up the middle. No. Pauly keeps the ball, and he is stuffed there and knocked backwards. It's going to be a big loss.
Yeah, they're going to give him 3 yards, I guess, but he should have been back further, but they're spotting the ball only at the 35-yard line.
So that'll be a loss of 3. I thought they handed up the middle. It looked like he should have probably handed up the middle. Had a nice gain of 6 or 7. So we're going to see a lot of tight formations, so the Cougars aren't going to really be able to tell. They're going to have to really play gap control and be really they're going to have to just play their area and stay at home, because they're really play a tight formation with you see how the wing back is and the up back. And the running back plays really tight to the quarterback as well. Man in motion, the handoff goes straight up the middle off tackle here. Good gain on second down. Let's see who that, and that's going to be number 1, Logan Hobbs, the 6-foot, 200-pound senior.
And you see they got both safeties. Contrary to what Midland had, where they're 15 yards off the ball, you got Jenkins that's only 6 yards off of the ball right now, and that's your free safety.
Well, and they know that that's what they're going to need to do. They've got to put as many guys in the box as can to stop this power running game of the Knights. Like we talked about, they don't throw very much, although they might mix a couple passes here. It's 3rd and 7 now, man in motion, and they got the Cougars to jump. And that's just a lack of concentration. We got Brady Roberts down there and a couple interior linemen, and we've seen that a lot through, now the Cougars try to get other teams to jump, but that's one thing that they've got to be more disciplined on.
Yeah, and this is where the Knights want to be at. They want to have a 3rd and 1. Now their whole playbook's open, this 2-down territory. They're going to try to get a quick yard or 2 right here, move them chains.
So 3rd and about a yard. Ball is marked around the 47-yard line of the Knights. And they're going to run. They're probably going to try to slow this game down, Drew, as we've seen a lot of teams do against the Cougars, because the Cougars tend to score quick. So teams are going to resort to try to slowing the game down a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely. They want to chew up this clock. Now it's underneath 7 minutes. They definitely need to get this first down right here. They do not want to give the ball back to these Cougar team.
Pauly under center. Handoff straight up the middle is going to have enough for the first down. We'll see if that'll be Logan Hobbs again. So they're going to mark him right at the 50. And that's where they will have 1st and 10. So they've got the bodies up front. You can see the size of their linemen. I mean, they're really big guys. You've got guys like Caleb Parlier at 6'2", 267. Brad Edens, 5'11", 274. Ben Gulliams, 6'2", 275. Caleb Ash, 6'2", 270. Cole Blake, 6', 285. So those guys are big up front.
And they're all juniors. So, I mean, they're not seniors, not necessarily the vets, but they've been around. These guys have been in a lot of teams that have been very
good. Handoff straight up the middle. Kind of a weird combination where you send their wing in motion, and he turns it up straight up the middle, but picks up 11 and enough for another Knights first down. And that was Lance Massey. That's their leading rusher.
It looks like number 9, Jamari Jenkins, getting up a little hobbly there.
Well, he definitely probably was in on that tackle because Massey got into the secondary that time, and Jenkins, playing a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage, is going to have to step up and make a lot of those touchdown-saving tackles.
Yeah, now Midland approaching the Jefferson territory. They're going to have to really buckle down and get some stops right here.
Yeah, they're putting a nice drive together as well. 1st and 10, ball from the 39. Fumble! Not sure Pauly got it back.
Jefferson got it.
The Cougars say they have it.
Just saw the center quarterback exchange. He took a step before having the ball. He almost got it back, and it popped off his shoulder pads. And great heads-up play there by Jefferson to recover that ball, and now they're back to work.
Yeah, Pauly looked like he had his first attempt to get it, and the ball got knocked out and right into the hands of a waiting Cougar there. So big play by the Cougars defense, something that they desperately probably needed because it looked like the Knights were really driving down and could have put some points on the board, but now it's 1st and 10 for the Cougars from the ball on the 37. The handoff goes to Roper straight up the middle. Roper bounces it outside, down the sideline. See if Roper's got enough room. He makes a move inside. Roper's down inside the 10-yard line. A nice little juke move to cut back. Gave him that extra 10 or 15 yards for Tayshawn Roper.
Yeah, that was about, a 46-yard rush right there if they marking him down at the 10-yard line.
Well, they had the ball in the 37, so yeah.
It's about 40 yards.
It was a 57-yard run.
57, yep. My math wasn't mathing right there, JD. That was just a heck of a run.
Yeah, so Roper already up near 70 yards rushing for the game. Eric will hand the ball to Roper straight up the middle, weaving his way in down to about the 2-yard line. So Roper, very active so far here in this first quarter for the Cougars, and they're going to go a little tempo, try to catch the Knights off guard. They hand it to Roper again. Roper bounces outside. He's going to walk in for another Cougar touchdown. Give Roper his second of the game, and that puts the Cougars up 13-0 over the Cabell Midland Knights.
Yep, two rushing touchdowns already this afternoon from Tayshawn Roper, well over probably about 80 yards rushing. That's a heck of a first quarter to start off with, JD.
Absolutely, and we just saw how quickly the Cougars can score on offense when they get the ball. So Rockwell on the hold. Snap, the hold. Kick is up, and it is good. So 4:22 left to go here in this first quarter. The Cougars take a 14-0 lead over the Knights, and we're going to take another commercial break and hear a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
To help our area high schools stream their game, and we just ask that you let our home team, myself, Jared Ferguson, the agent, Dylan Brewer, and our office manager, Yatna Almonte, help you and your home team. We have an office manager that is bilingual.
También hablamos español. Puedes llamarnos para una cotización gratis.
We're also a proud sponsor of Berkeley County Youth Flag Football League. Jared Ferguson State Farm. Protect your life.
And welcome back to Cougar Stadium. We just saw Jefferson put another score into the end zone as Tayshawn Roper from a couple yards out has now 2 touchdowns to go along with around 80 yards rushing. So the Cougars, as we've seen a lot this year, Drew, can score quickly. And, with that Tayshawn Roper 57-yard run, puts another one into the end zone to take a 14-0 lead.
Yeah, you can just see how much healthier Roper is from the beginning of the year. I mean, he was really struggling to about week 5 or 6, and yeah, he's just figuring it out. Man, this Cougars offense is just still clicking all cylinders. This is a really dangerous team, JD.
Yeah, definitely, like you said, clicking on all cylinders at the right time. Basically, we talked about Cabell Midland running the table the last 5 games. Well, the Cougars won their last 6 games as well after starting, like 1 and 2, so 1 and 3. So they've put a lot of good offensive plays together, stepped it up on defense, and like we talked about, if they can just cut down on the penalties, I think the Cougars will be fine moving forward into this playoffs if they can get past the Knights today.
Yeah, and obviously, the winner of this game will play Hurricane next week, whether that be at home or if the Knights win, will be at Hurricane.
So Pauly, man in motion. Pauly's going to take it himself, a little off tackle, spins his way out to the 37-yard line. So good game there for Caden Pauly, as he gained about 6 yards on first down. So it'll be 2nd and 4 for the Knights.
Yeah, and not to state the obvious here, JD, but the way that these Knights play football and how they run the offensive game, they cannot afford to get down any more than what they are right now. They need to score this drive desperately.
Yeah, they don't want to fall behind any more than what they already are, and it's still in the first quarter, 3:45 to go. A man in motion. The handoff goes straight up the middle to Hobbs. He might pick up a yard or 2 on the play. We'll see where they blow the whistle as they knock Hobbs back a few yards, but they're going to give him 2 yards on the play. So that'll bring up 3rd and 2 for the Knights. So big 3rd down here for the Knights. They got to pick this up to keep the chains moving, Drew.
Yeah, they're going to do what Jefferson's got to be careful not to jump off sides here like they did on the previous possession. Watch the football, make sure you don't fall for any of the missteps, and just call it the middle. And you should get off the field here.
So J.J. Lewis is the single receiver to the top of the screen. Hobbs in the backfield. Pauly, man in motions. Turner, they stop him. No, he doesn't make it back even to the 40. They'll mark him right at the 40. So it's going to be a 4th and a yard. We'll see what the Knights want to do. So you're at the 40, you're down 14, Drew. Is it 4-down territory here, or you think they should punt it?
My gut tells me you should go for this, but I don't know. I mean, do you want to give Jefferson the ball back right here and take the chance of being down 21-0 before it even hits the second quarter?
Well, it looks like they're pretty confident they're going to go for this, or they're going to try to, force Jefferson to jump off sides, which we've seen them do that a lot. So we'll see if Pauly gets him a little hard count here. Man in motion, he comes right through. Good defense. He's going to get the first down and more. That little extra second effort in the backfield. They had him stopped for a couple-yard loss, but he broke loose and picked up a first down out to about the 47-yard line. So
that's a huge first down right there, JD.
It is. Moving the chains. That was crucial. Big call by the coaches. Gutsy call when you're on your own 40-yard line.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously they believe in their offense, and that offense stands for, hey, we're going to give about 3 yards to tote. It might not be any more, but it's not going to be any less. And they lived up to it that first possession. Let's see if they can keep it going right here.
So they actually marked him at the 48, so 1st and 10 for the Knights. Pauly under center. Hobbs in the backfield. Man in motion. Give is the number 2, Lance Massey. He finds some room to the outside. Near another first down goes Lance Massey. So, like we talked about in the pregame, they've got a lot of guys to give the ball to. They've already ran 3 or 4 guys already here in this first quarter. So they don't just have one main guy, but they like to mix it up, and it definitely works for them.
Yeah, and now they know, hey, they might not necessarily be able to just continue to chew at the clock, but they're going to try to limit the time of possession that Jefferson has.
So 1st and 10, ball's on the 42-yard line of the Cougars. You see that tight formation, double wings. Man in motion is Turner. Handoff goes straight up the middle to Hobbs. Hobbs breaks a tackle with another second effort, down 5. They're going to mark him at the 36. So it'll bring up 2nd and 4 now for Cabell Midland. So Hobbs is a strong runner. Doesn't look very big. He's 5'11", 185, but he definitely likes to keep moving his legs. We've seen him pick up a couple extra yards, just that second effort he likes to give.
Yeah, and he runs low to the ground, too. Low man always wins. He's running that leverage. He runs hard. Makes up for a little bit of the weight he doesn't have.
Man in motion. That's Marcus Dean. They give it to Marcus Dean. He's another speedster out here. He can get to the outside. We've seen a lot of that from Dean. He's the leading receiver also for the Knights. A little smaller, faster guys, Marcus Dean. Picked up a couple on the play, so they're going to bring up another 3rd and not quite a yard. So we'll see what the Knights are going to do. But that's going to do it here for the first quarter at Cougar Stadium here in this first round of the playoffs. And we're going to take a commercial break and hear a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV. And welcome back here to Cougar Stadium. I'd like to also take a minute to thank our JHS football program sponsors. That's Benner Farms, Corner Connection, Tri-State Surgical Center, Dream Driven Properties, Cheryl Yates ERA Liberty Realty, Scales Law Office, Vital Signs, Pill and Pill PLLC, Northern Virginia Orthodontics, K&H Mobile Oil Service, Affordable Electric Service Company, Perspex Pro, Giannis Orthodontics, WVU Medicine. And we will get the rest in just a minute as Trayvon Ledbetter comes busting through to tackle Massey for a loss.
So that makes it 4th and about 5. They're going to go for it again here.
Had a couple more sponsors to add. Wiley Cahill and Athletico Pivot Physical Therapy. Don't want to leave those guys out. We appreciate all our JHS football program sponsors. We got a score here, the Washington game, 7-7 here with 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. So got a good game going there. So 4th and 5. We'll see. It looks like they're going to try to get the Cougars to jump off sides, and they don't. So the Knights will call a timeout. Looks like they're going to punt the ball away now. I don't know if they're going to punt it or maybe they called a timeout because maybe they just had a lot of teams will run that freeze play where they don't have a play call. They just try to get the guy defense to jump off sides. So call a timeout. Maybe they're going to draw something up now and talk about it because you went for it on your own 40-yard line and picked up the first down. You're on the Cougars 37. I wouldn't think they would want to punt right here. So maybe they're going to just try to figure out what play is going to work best for them, Drew.
Yeah, being down 14-0, you're at the 37-yard line. I'm sure they're going to go for it. Maybe this might be a situation where they pass the ball, and worst comes to worst, throw it to the end zone. If you don't catch it, it's just a turnover on down.
Yeah, and I don't mind the pass myself. Like I said, you're only going to see a couple passes from the Knights every game, and if there were any better time to run a little pass play, maybe something out into the flat towards the sideline, catch the Cougars kind of sleeping there, it'd be right now. So the single receiver has been number 5, J.J. Lewis. Still a tight double wing formation with Hobbs in the back. Lancey in motion. They're going to keep it with Pauly on the ground. He's going to have enough for the first down. Takes a little somersault down near the 25, but not before a big first down again for the Knights. So great call there. And the Cougars just, I don't know if they weren't ready for it. They just ran a simple off-tackle play with a quarterback keeper, but he picked up well enough for the first down. So
yeah, that was nothing. No trick about that. They brought a little bit of motion, maybe, and it looked like Jenkins kind of floated over with the motion man and opened up a little lane for him. And Pauly got up and chirped a little bit to the Jefferson sideline. His game's far from over.
Yeah, they faked that handoff. It looked like the Massey, and he kept it. So power I formation. I like the old school. Running back, and he loses the ball as Massey can't get it. It's recovered by the Cougars. Well, it's a fight for the ball. Let's see who they're going to give it to. Massey might have gotten it back.
How did he get
I
that
don't
back?
know, because it looked like Jefferson landed on it. But
Yep, no, Jefferson got it.
they're talking about it. They're going to discuss it.
I'm confused. Roberts came out of the pile with the ball, but they're still giving it to.
I didn't see any initial call. Did they point in the Knights' direction?
Well, Roberts clearly recovered it. I don't know what happened on the ground. And Roberts ended up with the football. Am I missing something here, JD?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they were saying that Roberts took it away at the end after Massey had already regained possession of the ball. So, and he was down. So, either way, it's 2nd down and 10 for the Knights from the 25-yard line. 2 receivers here now. As Andrew LaFon, and this ball goes straight up the middle to number 24. Good run. That's Carson Christian, the man you were talking about earlier. Doesn't get a lot of action running the ball, but when he does, he's been really effective.
Yeah, he's definitely their tallest, leanest back. Running him between the tackles looks like it's getting success. He averages 9.8 yards a total in the season, only 17 carries. Watch him get more involved in this game.
Yeah, they definitely like to mix in Christian as well. And, he's got 4 touchdowns on the season, so you definitely can get the guy in the end zone. And like you said, he's their biggest running back at 6'2". Now he's lined up in the backfield right behind Hobbs in that power I formation. You don't see this a lot from too many high school teams, as he'll take the handoff again. The Cougars got him this time. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. They may give him a gain of a yard.
Yeah,
so 2nd and 9.
It's cute when you run. You can run the play 2 or 3 times in a row, and you're getting good yardage out of it. But I mean, obviously Jefferson's going to figure out they ran the same play 3 times in a row. I'm looking for them to definitely change it up now.
We've got 8:40 to go here in this second quarter. The Knights have 2 receivers to the far side. We've got Lewis, number 9, LaFon as well. Power I. Straight up the middle goes Hobbs. Hobbs picks up 2 or 3 on the play down to the 11. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 6 for the Knights.
It should about 4 minutes off this second quarter clock. This is definitely the type of strategy that they wanted to have. Just might have started off a little shaky in the first quarter.
Yeah, they've looked good so far. They've, lost 1 fumble. They fumbled another one, got it back. So, if the Knights can hold on to the football, and they put a nice drive together earlier in the first quarter, and again here now they're putting another nice drive together. We'll see if they can punch one in.
Yeah, 3rd and 7 right here. They're going to just try to get 4 or 5 yards back, make it a 4th and 2, and take their chances.
So man in motion. Paulie will take it himself. He's been successful running the football, and he's into the end zone. Goes Caden Paulie for the score. He just, I've watched him 3 or 4 times. They've got a hold of him, and he just is spinning and pushing his way, and the Cougars just can't get him down to the ground, and he's probably averaging 8 to 10 yards every time he touches the ball.
Yeah, I mean, and if you think about that way this drive started, it was 4th and 5, and he just did a simple, run up right behind the guard. And, man,
nothing fancy at all for what they're doing as far as that quarterback keeper up the middle, and he's been very effective, and now the Knights are on the board. The kick is up, and it is good. So with 7:40 left to go, the Knights close the gap. It's Cougars 14, the Knights 7, and we're going to take a quick commercial break and hear a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
Enclosures Unlimited is a family-owned and operated glass company that has been serving the Northern Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, and D.C. areas since 1962.
From the first call to the day your glass is installed, we promise fast, knowledgeable, and friendly service. We are always happy to answer all your questions and work with you to design a space that is beautiful and functional. When you choose to work with us, we will treat you as family.
We can provide an estimate via email or schedule a free in-home measurement and design consultation. please contact us to get started on your new shower enclosure or glass project.
Welcome back to Cougar Stadium as the Midland Knights are on the board. It's 14-7 Cougars. LaFon on the kickoff. Nice kick.
What a boot.
Deep into the end zone. Whew. That's a real nice kick. That's a college kick right there, buddy. That went all the way to the back part of the end zone and out of the back of the end zone. So no return for the Cougars. It'll come out to the 20, and that's where Jefferson will start, 1st and 10. 7:40 left to go here in this first half, and we have a 7-point ball game, Drew.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how Jefferson attacks this drive. Obviously, you know they could score quick, but you might want to kind of squeeze some of this clock so Midland can't go drive back down the field and score again. We've seen them been driving. You know, Jefferson was bailed out by kind of a turnover in that first possession. They need to really chew some clock right here.
So 1st and 10 for the Cougars. 3 receivers to the far side. Roper in the backfield with Herrick. So looking for the play. They better hurry up. 2 seconds left on the play clock. They just do get it off. Handoff goes to Roper, and he runs right into his own guy there who was stood up. Give credit to number 53 of the Knights. That's Caleb Parlier, 6'2", 267-pounder. I mean, he just kind of stuffed that lineman right there in the hole. Nowhere for Roper to go.
Yeah, there was nowhere to go. That was great penetration by the defensive line right there. Jefferson's got it locked down.
Yeah, they just have to get that play off sooner because I feel like when they rush, then the play kind of becomes – everything becomes rushed and they just kind of get out of sync. Same formation, 3 receivers to the top of your screen. They're going to swing it out to the flat to Roper. He's got some room out here, but he's pinned in. But another good gain for Tayshawn Roper. He's near the first down. Let's see where they mark him. He's a little bit shorter of the first down. Out to the 25-yard line, so 3rd and 5 for the Cougars. So that time he took it for a long run. The first play they ran it, but great defense there to kind of had him corralled in. So
yeah, and they kind of went towards the weak side of the field, so they really didn't leave Roper the amount of space to have to kind of break it free. That was good contain right there by the Midland defense.
So 2 receivers to each side. Herrick will take the snap. He's going to roll to the far side, set up and throw. He's looking for Rockwell. He's got Rockwell wide open in the middle of the field. He can't make the catch. Looked like that was a sure catch by Rockwell. The ball kind of floated up there, tripped Rockwell up, and fell incomplete, Drew. God, if he could have kept his feet and caught that one, he might have had 6.
And I think, credit to Rockwell. I believe he kind of lost that in the sun, JD. If you look at the trajectory.
It's possible.
Yeah, and Rockwell. Yeah, Rockwell, he usually catches everything. I mean, that has to be – I wouldn't necessarily consider that a drop, but that was something that we're typically used to seeing Rockwell completing.
Well, and it looked like he lost a little bit of momentum as well. Like, I've seen a lot of receivers will just run underneath that ball and catch it and keep going. He couldn't quite catch up to the ball as Takeem Drake just barely gets it off and going to take a little Cougars roll, a nice roll down, going to be close to the 30. Around the 31 is where it'll be down there. And the Knights will take over there 1st and 10. So while we got a minute, I want to give a little shout-out to my father, Jim Fritz. His birthday today. Dad, happy birthday. And might stop over a little later to see you. Depends if Jefferson wins. We'll see. I don't know.
Happy birthday, Papa Fritz.
Yeah, happy birthday, Dad. Appreciate you. Love you, man. So good position here now for the Knights. They 1st and 10, ball on the 31. 6:38 left to go here in the first half. And if they can put another good drive together, Drew, put some points on the board, they are going to, now kind of wiggle their way back into this game. And we thought Jefferson had a chance to run away with it.
Another fumble.
He picked it up. Looked like Paulie might have gotten it back. And that's really what that's plaguing them so far here in this first half. That's 3 fumbles now. 2, luckily 2 that they've been able to recover themselves.
Looks like Rockwell's down.
A little shaken up, yeah, for Jackson Rockwell.
Holding that shoulder. Hopefully he is good.
So we're going to take a quick commercial break while we have a timeout injury. Here, a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
A family-owned and operated glass company that has been serving the Northern Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, and D.C. areas since 1962.
From the first call to the day your glass is installed, we promise fast, knowledgeable, and friendly service. We are always happy to answer all your questions and work with you to design a space that is beautiful and functional. When you choose to work with us, we will treat you as family.
We can provide an estimate via email or schedule a free in-home measurement and design consultation. Please contact us to get started on your new shower enclosure or glass project today.
And we're back here at Cougar Stadium, and Jackson runs off the field himself, but he's down over there on a knee. Looks like he's in quite a bit of pain. Not sure what his injury is just yet. See what his availability will be here for the rest of the game, because if he can't go, Drew, that's big for the Cougars.
Yeah, it's two of their top three receivers, just out of the game, and that's huge for Herrick.
That's Hobbs straight up the middle for a couple. They'll bring up 3rd and 8 now for the Midland Knights, as we're under 6 minutes here to go in this first half.
Yeah, they got to make sure they do a good job here on 3rd and 8 to bring Pauly down. He's kind of he's slippery back there, man. He get touched 3-4 yards before the line, and then all of a sudden he'll break a 5 or 6 yard gain.
24. Ball goes to number 24. That's Christian, and he tries to turn it up, but nothing there. So a big stop for the Cougars, and that's going to force the Knights to punt the ball away.
Yeah, big defensive stop right there from Jefferson. That's the first possession they've actually consistently stopped the run on all 3 downs. Credit to them. They might have figured them out. Now they got to go put some points on the board and really take control of this game.
I've never understood, teams that when you're in a 4th down situation like that, 3rd and long, you've got to have at least a few pass plays in your back pocket that you can run. You just have to. That's just the name of the game. It's football. You can't just run it. Oh, it's a fake punt, and he doesn't see it. He's going to pick up the 1st down. Great calls. I guess the coach heard me because I called him out. But Thomas Gibson, the punter, picked up the 1st down, and the Cougars had their backs turned. What another gutsy call there deep in their own territory, but got to give the Knights coaching staff and their players credit. They executed that to perfection.
Yeah, and Tony Allen was right there. He could have made a play, but he was running with the gunner, assuming that it was going to be a punt. That was just a great play call there by the Cabell Midland Knights.
Yeah, I don't think we've really seen a fake punt.
Not
Maybe
this year.
One possibly, but yeah, I don't recall seeing one, and that definitely can swing the momentum here now. So we've got 2 receivers here to the near side. Handoff goes to Hobbs straight up the middle, lowers his shoulder, runs over a man or two, picks up 6 on the play down inside the 50 to the 49 of the Cougars. So now they've got a little momentum, got some excitement there on the Knights side. So we'll see if they can keep that going and put another drive together here.
Yeah, Jefferson's got it locked down. I think they were really happy to get that 3 and out, and obviously it just didn't turn out for them. Now they just got to buckle down, get a stop right here. It's 4:11 left to go in this first half. If Midland, wants to keep it the way they want, they won't let Jefferson touch the ball back again this half.
Yeah, they can definitely keeping the ball on the ground. Definitely runs a lot of time off the clock. 2 receivers now here to the near side. Hobbs in the backfield. Pauly under center. Pauly's going to take it himself again, as we've seen him do several times. Pauly breaks in the open field. Jamari Jenkins has to save the touchdown. So once again, Caden Pauly just cannot be stopped. And it's like we said, it's nothing special. It's just a quarterback keeper, and it's not straight up the middle. He likes to keep it, and he'll run that little, couple holes over. But they are trapping in there, and they're creating a nice hole for Pauly to run through, and then Pauly picks up a big gain.
Yeah, it's almost like backyard football the way he's playing. It's just almost impossible to bring him down to the ground. He's using his leverage, and he's a really good running quarterback.
Yes, he is. 1st and 10, balls on the 30-yard line. Handoff goes to Hobbs, straight up the middle. Hobbs breaks free. Can he get into the end zone? He scores. Jamari Jenkins can't get him, and there you go. 14-13, no flags on the field, and now, Drew, we have a ball game.
And this is what we expected to see, JD. I mean, it was kind of surprising to see Jefferson go up and get that 14-0 lead. We knew this was going to be a battle. This isn't a typical 14 versus 3 matchup. Jefferson's got their hands full.
So while we have, we'll get to that in just a second. Wait for this extra point. Get you out a couple out-of-town scores The kick is up, and I don't know if it went in. It did.
Snuck in.
Little straight through. So with 3:15 left to go in this half, the Knights have tied the game up. And when we come back from commercial, we're going to go to our out-of-town scoreboard. Drew will give you some scores. We're all tied at 14. We're going to be right back after commercial break. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
Here at the barn, we have been making dreams come true since 1972, where we help women feel their most beautiful for any occasion, from pageant, homecoming, and prom gowns, to walking down the aisle in the perfect wedding gown alongside their bridesmaid and their family. Stop by to meet your stylist today to find an affordable gown, and we do offer layaway.
Welcome back here. Real quick for the kickoff, Drew, give us some score updates, please.
Yeah, last night Spring Mills beat Hedgesville 56-0. Martinsburg and Parkersburg, they play at 4 o'clock along with Mussman and Wheeling Park. Right now, it's currently a 14-14 game here. George Washington lost to Hurricane last night, 14-13. Morgantown won 35-10 against Woodrow Wilson. And Parkersburg South is currently up 14-7 against Washington. That is in the second quarter.
And that ball sails into the end zone, and once it's caught, even if it's caught in the end zone, it cannot be returned in high school. So the ball come out to the 20 for the Cougars, and that's where they'll start. Here, 3:15 left to go. We'll see if they can put a drive together and get some more points here before halftime.
Yeah, all the momentum completely is on Midland's side now. Jefferson, they have to score right here. Cabell gets the ball at the first coming out at halftime. They have to take advantage right here and put another 7 on the board, JD.
Yeah, the Knights have really got all that momentum, and like you said, on their side. So the Cougars had to punt their last possession, so they really need to get something going. As the handoff goes to Roper, he bounces it outside, trying to create some space for himself. Picks up a first down and gets out of bounds to stop the clock at 3:08 left. And that's what they're going to need is now Roper's approaching 100 yards rushing. So another really good game for Tayshawn. As Tayshawn has over 1,100 yards on the season to go along with 19 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's at about 91 yards right now, so he's got a very capable chance to break 100 yards before this first half even concludes.
Two receivers here to the near side. That's Takeem Drake and Jackson Rockwell. Two to the far side. That's Allen and Ledbetter. The handoff will go to Roper, straight up the middle. Roper got some room. He kicks up a block from Takeem Drake, and another first down and gets out of bounds. They're going to mark him at the 48-yard line. But another nice run for Tayshawn of about 17 yards.
And I just want to give a shout-out to Takeem Drake right there. You don't get a lot of wide receivers that make those blocks out wide. It helps spring Roper to get another 10 yards, and now he's well over 100 yards today.
107 yards now for Tayshawn. Roper goes again. Got a room. There goes Tayshawn Roper looking for some space, but he stiff arms a guy and out of bounds. So Roper with another huge gain, and it's just the Tayshawn Roper show here for the Cougars in the first half.
Yeah, he's now at 130 yards rushing, all Roper this drive. 2:55 left to go in this first half. You just keep feeding the young man.
He's going to need a breather soon, but we'll see if they give it to Roper again. No, they swing it out here to Rockwell out in the flat. Rockwell's got some room. He picks up about 9 yards on the play. So another good drive here and near a first down. And Mark beats 2nd and 1, so plenty of time for Jefferson. They just don't want to leave too much time for the Knights, although their offense really isn't designed to score quickly.
Yeah, but they got all 3 of their timeouts. I definitely would like to take another minute off the clock.
They swing it out here to Tony Allen. Tony Allen's looking to pick up some blocks, uses that speed down the sideline, and gets into the end zone for the touchdown. So Tony Allen takes it from 22 yards out for the touchdown. So, like we said, didn't take the Cougars long, less than a minute to score another one, but they left 2:21 on the clock, Drew. That's the only negative, I guess, if you want to say.
And this is gut check time for them. Obviously, they went out there. We all know offensively they can move the ball up and down the field and score a lot of points. But real teams that are contenders in this time of the year, they play defense. They have to get a stop here going into the second half.
The kick is up, and it is good. So with 2:21 left to go, the Cougars take the lead 21-14 over the Midland Knights. Now we're going to...
We have 2 locations conveniently located in Kearneysville and Martinsburg. Our mission is to be the leading provider of higher quality care and education services for children ages 6 months to 12 years of age. We provide the highest quality child care available at an affordable cost. For more information, contact us at 304-901-2961.
Buying or selling?
And welcome back to Cougar Stadium. The Cougars now regain the lead 21-14 over the Midland Knights. Back deep for the Knights is number 15, Marcus Dean. Number 69, Jonathan Panera, set to kick it off. He's been very successful with these little pooch kicks. They just kind of die right there. Good feel. They're not sure who that was. It might have been Carson Christian coming up. That's a dangerous, catch to make when you're running up to catch that pooch kick, because you just never know if you run up a little too quickly on it and that ball comes off your shoulder pad or your helmet or something. So good job fielding that ball by Christian.
Yeah, I'm just because you saw Washington a couple weeks ago. They started fair catching in the second half.
Yeah.
Because that's pretty much the only way to be safe. You got a gunner coming down that could smack you when you catch the ball. I'd be very careful, because I know Jefferson's going to probably do that to start the second half kickoff. It's going to be another little pooch to try to get the ball back.
So 2 receivers here to the near side. Hobbs in the backfield with Pauly. Handoff goes to Hobbs. Straight up the middle, there goes Hobbs again. He's breaking tackles. Jefferson's got to find some kind of way to stop that run and get these guys to the ground. I just don't know if they – obviously this late in the season, you're probably not doing much contact at all in practice, but you just got to wonder how much did you do prior to the season and earlier in the season, because we've just seen Jefferson struggle at tackling the ball. And I know you got the freshman Andy Roberts in there in place of Zimmerman, and there goes Pauly again, picks up another first down inside the 35. They're going to mark him at the 35. 1:48 left to go as the time will stop while they move the chains.
Midland's keeping that pace, even though they huddle up every time before they go to the line. They're right on the ball, ready to go.
So Hobbs in the backfield with Pauly, 2 receivers to the far side. The handoff goes to Hobbs straight up the middle. He picks up about 3 yards down to the 31. 1:25 to go with a running clock. So the Knights have 2 timeouts still left. Probably I would think that they would use one after this play, because then we're going to be down inside a minute. So Hobbs takes the handoff again, picks up another couple yards. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 3 or 4. So they do take a timeout with 54 seconds to go. And we're going to stay right here while they have a timeout. I'd like to thank a couple of our HTS sponsors again. That's Catro Law, Ameritech Tire and Auto, R&L Landscapes, Enclosures Unlimited, Big Mike's Grillin', Opequon Motors called Jeremy Atkins, State Farm Insurance called Jared Ferguson, Rosedale Funeral Home and Cemetery, ERA Liberty Realty called Cheryl Yates, Benchwarmer Sports Bar and Grill, Cookies and Milk Daycare, Neil Powell Goosehead Insurance, and True Performance Fitness. We'd also like to thank our JHS Athletic Field banner sponsors. That's Roberts Realty Group, Parsons Ford, HG's Barbecue and Soul Food Catering, Oak Tree Homes, Tara Sanders Lowe with Sampson Properties, Moose Lodge 948 of Charlestown, Ours Lawyer Lewis CPAs, Harlan J. Shoemaker and Son, Jefferson Security Bank, AFT of Jefferson, and also like to thank our white level sponsor, Shepherdstown Pharmacy, maroon level sponsor, CMA's Toyota Chevrolet of Martinsburg, and our cougar level sponsor, Shenandoah Heating and Air Conditioning. We'd also like to thank Toyota for our title sponsor of the 4A playoffs this season. You're looking for a good deal on a Toyota? Visit your local dealership. So 3rd and about 4 now for the Knights. Pauley's going to take it himself again. He's got plenty of room to run, turns it up, and Caden Pauley spins his way down into the end zone, and the Cougars just cannot stop Caden Pauley and this Knights rushing attack, Drew.
Yeah, Caden Pauley's been having a terrific game. I mean, there's 2 rushing touchdowns he's had. He's probably well over about 75, 80 yards rushing this half. 21-20 game. You know, there's still left 2 timeouts at 46 seconds on the clock for Jefferson. They still can go put another score on the board. But man, this is tough to see.
Yeah, it is. If you're a Cougar fan, you got to be really frustrated. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen so many missed tackles as the kick is up and it is good with 46 seconds left to go. We are now tied once again at 21. We're going to go to a quick commercial break and hear a word from our sponsors, and you're watching Home Team Sports TV. And we're back here as once again we're back and forth. The Knights put another one on the board to tie this game at 21. And, you know, it's just been a tale of poor tackling now for the Cougars, as Allen will just let that fall into the end zone. I'd like to add a couple more sponsors to the list. We, want to give a special thanks to our sponsors for this game. This broadcast wouldn't be possible without the sponsor of Cheryl Yates of ERA Liberty Realty, and also Custom Fence and Deck. Also, Brothers Ben Blasting. Apologize, didn't get you guys in earlier in the game, but we appreciate you guys as well. Couldn't do this without you, as we, looked for a couple extra sponsors so we could broadcast this game for everyone. So the Cougars, with 46 seconds left to go, swing it out here to Tony Allen. Little small gain on first down there, but gets out of bounds to stop the clock with 41 seconds left to go.
Yeah, Jefferson, they definitely want to put some more points on the board right here. They got plenty of time to score with their offense. They're going to try to move the ball down the field quick. Had the lead going into halftime. Still have 2 timeouts. Actually, no, they only have 1 timeout remaining.
Yeah, Jefferson has
3. Yep,
3 timeouts.
1. Yep.
So 2nd and about 4 for the Cougars. The handoff goes to Roper. Roper spins his way out of there. He's going to try to get out of bounds real quick. Not sure if he got enough for the first down. He's going to be close, so they're going to give it to him.
Yep.
Yeah, they're going to give him the first down. They marked him right at that 30-yard line, so 37 seconds left to go. And still have 3 timeouts left. So 1st and 10. Herrick back to throw. He's looking, he pumps. He's got Tony Allen open. Allen makes the catch. Can't break free, but a good gain, going to be out of bounds there. Good idea there for Tony Allen to get out of bounds around that 33-yard line. So big play there from Herrick to Allen. 29 seconds left to go, and still 3 timeouts there in their back pocket. So real good execution. I'm really pleased with their time.
Yeah, they could still run the football here realistically the next couple of plays. Having all 3 of those timeouts leaves the whole playbook open for them, JD.
Yeah, that time management has been really, really good for the Cougars in this half. So 3 receivers here to the near side as Ledbetter's a single receiver to the top of your screen. We're going to get another timeout, I believe, by the Knights, so they're going to talk about it. And, well, we got a minute. We're going to give another little score update. We've got a tie game between Washington and Parkersburg South at 14. So the Patriots put another touchdown on the board to tie this game. Still in the 2 minutes left to go in the half there. We also want to thank Our JHS football program sponsors, that's Benner Farms, Corner Connection, Tri-State Surgical Center, Dream Driven Properties, Cheryl Yates, ERA Liberty Realty, Scales Law Office, Vital Signs, Pill and Pill PLLC, Northern Virginia Orthodontics, K&H Mobile Oil Service, Affordable Electric Service Company, Perspex Pros, Giannis Orthodontics, WVU Medicine, Wiley Cahill, Athletico Pivot Physical Therapy. So 1st and 10 for the Cougars. The ball is on the Knights' 33-yard line. They've got 29 seconds to work with and all 3 timeouts. They hand the ball to Roper. Roper's going to bounce it outside. He's got some room, but he's going to smartly get out of bounds around the 25-yard line. So a pickup of 8 for Roper on 1st down. So 22 seconds left to go here in this half.
Yeah, Roper's approaching 150 yards rushing this half. That is just an incredible performance by Roper.
So we'll see what the Cougars want to do here. Time's starting to become a little bit of a factor, even with 3 timeouts left. You've got 25 yards to go to get into the end zone. See if Herrick's going to put one in the air here. He will. He's going to go back. He's got Rockwell. Rockwell got held. There's no flag. He was wide open. Herrick just threw it out there a little too much, but we definitely saw the hold. No call.
Wow.
And I believe the officials definitely missed that one as everyone up here in the booth was looking for that flag. Rockwell ran that little double move, that hesitation, and the DB he had to grab him. And Rockwell was still wide open, but had he not grabbed him, he probably would have caught the ball into the end zone.
Yeah, that was definitely, now with 17 seconds left on the clock, shoo, that was a big-time play right there.
The ball go right to Roper. Roper bounces it outside, picks up a block from Drake. He's going to get out of bounds and pick up another 1st down around the 11. We'll see the marking maybe at the 12-yard line, but now we have 12 seconds left to go. So great. I tell you, the Cougars have been really good with their clock management on this drive. Roper and Allen getting out of bounds, saving those timeouts. So now they can throw something towards the middle of the field, run towards the middle of the field as they swing it out to Rockwell. Not anything there. That was kind of a wasted play. You're going to have it play, call a timeout. So
now you only got time for about 2
I don't know how
plays.
they ran 6 seconds off the clock there, but so yeah, you got maybe 2 plays left. Not if it runs 6 seconds off the clock again, but that was a fast 6 seconds.
I think you take a shot to the end zone. If you don't get it, you got to send out the field goal unit right here, JD.
Yeah, they're definitely within Panaris's range, I would think. Maybe a little 30-yarder for Jonathan Paneros, but yeah, 1 shot to the end zone. Maybe something out towards the sideline. You can get out of bounds. Well, you don't have to necessarily get out of bounds. You just can't. You can't take a lot of extra time trying to get extra yards. If you're wrapped up, go down, or you're not going anywhere, go down, call the timeout.
I'll tell you what. I know it sounds crazy, but a play that they've been consistently getting at least 10, 15 yards on. They've ran it 3 times this half. Is that little bubble screen out the backfield to Roper. See if he can make a play. It's risky though because that could take up the whole
risky because it takes up some time. It does. I would be more safe if you ran an out towards the sideline or something like that, or like you said, Drew, 1 play into the end zone. But with the way the time goes by so fast, if he lobs that ball up there too much, it might run the clock out.
It's got to be a quick play regardless.
So 2 receivers to each side. Herrick back to throw, looking for a receiver. Wide open, Tony Allen in the middle of the field. Touchdown, Cougars. So Herrick checks off from the out. Great play. Comes back to the middle of the field. Finds Tony Allen wide open for the 12-yard touchdown. With 2 seconds left to go, the Cougars retake the lead 27-21. So, that was probably the best clock management that I've seen from a Jefferson football team in quite some time. Usually that's been one of their downfalls, is not very good clock management to try to save time. They've had all 3 timeouts, didn't even have to use their timeouts. As now Jonathan Panaris is on to kick this extra point. The hold is down, the kick is up, and it is good. So with 2 seconds left to go here in this half, the Cougars regain the lead 28-21 over the Cabell Midland Knights. So although, the Cougars put one on, the Knights get the ball coming out. So this has been a great football game, Drew. What we thought could have been a runaway early in that first quarter by the Cougars, the Knights have come back. They've played good defense for the most part, and they've put some good offensive drives together of their own and put points on the board. So I think we're in for a really good second half between these two teams.
Yeah, these are two of the hottest teams in the whole state right now, JD. I mean, they're both playing well. Both these teams combined 11-0 in the last 5 weeks this season.
Right, and people might say, hottest team. Well, you run the tape. Jefferson run the table 6 games in a row. The Midland Knights have run the table 5 games in a row. Like you said, you can't get much hotter than that when you've got a total of 11 games and 11 wins and 0 losses between these two teams. So, and they put up a lot of points. Both teams averaging well over 40 points a game the last half of the season. So, and we're kind of headed that way now, Drew.
Yeah, I got to tell you, this is probably one of the best 14 seeds I've seen in recent memory.
A little squib kick, keep it on the ground. That'll be Christian with the pick-up scoop. He's looking for. He's got a little room down the sideline, dancing around, cuts it back to the middle of the field. Jefferson better be careful. Time has expired. And Jamari Jenkins and Frank Turk make the tackle to end the half. But I tell you, that went right along with how this first half, went. A little exciting return there by Christian. And that's going to do it for our first half of play here at Cougar Stadium, where the Jefferson Cougars hold a 28-21 lead over the Cabell Midland Knights. And we're going to be back with the band. It's going to play at halftime and a little halftime show. We'll give you some out-of-town score updates, go over some first half stats, and we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
Custom Fence and Deck, where elegance meets function. Serving Martinsburg and surrounding areas for over 30 years, our expertly crafted decks and fences offer both beauty and protection. From classic woodwork to modern vinyl, experience the craftsmanship that truly elevates your space.
Hey guys, I'm Kyle with True Performance Fitness. I'm one of the owners here. True Performance Fitness as a whole, we brought this gym to the area and we wanted to bring every walk of fitness in one building. So that's exactly what we did. We have strongman, powerlifting, bodybuilding, CrossFit. We have posing rooms, a full turf, a full track outside. We even have a basketball court. We wanted everything to be under one roof. So that's just kind of the thing that we did. We also went out and we made sure that we got top of the line equipment. We also make sure that all the pads and everything are getting replaced and all the machines are being taken care of properly. That's just something we strive to do for this community. We also like to give back to the community with donations, fundraisers, and other stuff for kids and the families around. So that's just kind of who we are as a gym, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys.
This is Jimmy, General Manager at Ameritech Tire and Auto, here to serve you with all your auto repair and service needs. We are a family-owned business serving our community since 2003. We work on all makes and models, from vintage cars and trucks to collectors to today's latest, newest vehicles. So stop in and see us at one of our 2 locations. See you soon.
Adventure takes you here, but much of it starts right here in West Virginia, where Toyota has lived alongside hardworking West Virginians for over 25 years, investing over $2 billion in the Buffalo manufacturing plant and bringing in over 2,000 jobs. And that helps fuel the local economy. Thanks for making Toyota the #1 selling brand in West Virginia. See your dealer and start your adventure today. Toyota, let's go places.
Since opening in 2017, we have been the local hangout spot to watch a game and meet up with family and friends. With over 15 TVs, there isn't a bad seat in the house. We have arcade games, including the world's largest Pac-Man, 2 pool tables, and more, serving a full food menu ranging from appetizers to steak dinners, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., 7 days a week and later on weekends. Daily drink and food specials, and of course, happy hour from 3 to 6 Monday through Friday. Come on out to Benchwarmer Sports Bar and Grill.
Looking to enhance the beauty of your outdoor space? Look no further than R&L Landscapes. We understand that your outdoor space is more than just a yard. It's a place where memories are made with loved ones and where you find peace and tranquility. Our team of professionals will work closely with you to bring your vision to life. From expert design and installation to meticulous maintenance, we are committed to delivering breathtaking results that will make your neighbors green with envy. With our state-of-the-art equipment, we guarantee exceptional craftsmanship that will withstand the test of time. Contact R&L Landscapes today and let us turn your dreams into reality.
I understand that each client is unique and has their own real estate needs. Whether you are buying, selling, renting, or a seasoned investor, I got your back. My name is Cheryl Yates, an award-winning realtor with ERA Liberty Realty.
I've known Cheryl Yates for over 30 years now, and I've always found her to be the consummate real estate professional. On a personal level, Cheryl has handled 3 sales for us over the past 15 years or so and has done an excellent job on each and every one of them. She communicates extremely well, and you never have to worry about where you're at in the sales process.
What I like about Cheryl is she's dependable, she's on time, she's flexible, and she works hard to get the job done. We had our sales very quickly through Cheryl Yates.
Whatever your real estate needs may be, remember me, I'm the key to buying or selling your home.
Buying or selling real estate? Katra Law is the local choice for real estate closings. In fact, we were honored to be chosen as the best of the best real estate closing attorneys for 2022 by the Martinsburg Journal. With offices conveniently located on Foxcroft Avenue in Martinsburg and South George Street in Charlestown, Katra Law proudly serves the Eastern Panhandle. Whether on the court, field, or in the classroom, we wish all of our student athletes a safe and successful.
In the market for a new vehicle? Then look no further than CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg, all in one convenient location. We have over 350 new and used vehicles available, so you'll be sure to find exactly what you're looking for. And with CMA's Love It or Leave It promise and our lifetime powertrain warranty, you can buy with confidence. Visit us online at CMA's-Toyota-of-Martinsburg.com and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Looking for better insurance coverage at a better rate, but you haven't been able to reach an actual person? Goosehead Insurance will help. Neil Powell is committed to helping you and the community get great coverage from a local agent who will answer your call. In Martinsburg, call Neil Powell Goosehead Insurance at 304-707-3549. He will customize a policy based on your needs. Call Neil Powell at Goosehead Insurance today, 304-707-3549.
Transform your yard with custom fence and deck, where elegance meets function. Serving Martinsburg and surrounding areas for over 30 years, our expertly crafted decks and fences offer both beauty and protection. From classic woodwork to modern vinyl, experience the craftsmanship that truly elevates your space.
Hey guys, I'm Kyle with True Performance Fitness. I'm one of the owners here. True Performance Fitness as a whole, we brought this gym to the area and we wanted to bring every walk of fitness in one building. So that's exactly what we did. We have strongman, powerlifting, bodybuilding, CrossFit. We have posing rooms, a full turf, a full track outside. We even have a basketball court. We wanted everything to be under one roof. So that's just kind of the thing that we did. We also went out and we made sure that we got top of the line equipment. We also make sure that all the pads and everything are getting replaced and all the machines are being taken care of properly. That's just something we strive to do for this community. We also like to give back to the community with donations, fundraisers, and other stuff for like kids and the families around. So that's just kind of who we are as a gym, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys.
This is Jimmy, General Manager at Ameritech Tire and Auto, here to serve you with all your auto repair and service needs. We are a family-owned business serving our community since 2003. We work on all makes and models from vintage cars and trucks to collectors to today's latest, newest vehicles. So stop in and see us at one of our 2 locations. See you soon.
Adventure takes you here, but much of it starts right here in West Virginia, where Toyota has lived alongside hardworking West Virginians for over 25 years, investing over $2 billion in the Buffalo manufacturing plant and bringing in over 2,000 jobs. And that helps fuel the local economy. Thanks for making Toyota the #1 selling brand in West Virginia. See your dealer and start your adventure today. Toyota, let's go places.
Since opening in 2017, we have been the local hangout spot to watch a game and meet up with family and friends. With over 15 TVs, there isn't a bad seat in the house. We have arcade games, including the world's largest Pac-Man, 2 pool tables, and more, serving a full food menu ranging from appetizers to steak dinners, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., 7 days a week and later on weekends. Daily drink and food specials, and of course, happy hour from 3 to 6 Monday through Friday. Come on out to Benchwarmer Sports Bar and Grill.
Looking to enhance the beauty of your outdoor space? Look no further than R&L Landscapes. We understand that your outdoor space is more than just a yard. It's a place where memories are made with loved ones and where you find peace and tranquility. Our team of professionals will work closely with you to bring your vision to life. From expert design and installation to meticulous maintenance, we are committed to delivering breathtaking results that will make your neighbors green with envy. With our state-of-the-art equipment, we guarantee exceptional craftsmanship that will withstand the test of time. Contact R&L Landscapes today and let us turn your dreams into reality.
I understand that each client is unique and has their own real estate needs. Whether you are buying, selling, renting, or a seasoned investor, I got your back. My name is Cheryl Yates, an award-winning realtor with ERA Liberty Realty.
I've known Cheryl Yates for over 30 years now, and I've always found her to be the consummate real estate professional. On a personal level, Cheryl has handled 3 sales for us over the past 15 years or so and has done an excellent job on each and every one of them. She communicates extremely well, and you never have to worry about where you're at in the sales process.
What I like about Cheryl is she's dependable, she's on time, she's flexible, and she works hard to get the job done. We had our sales very quickly through Cheryl Yates.
Whatever your real estate needs may be, remember me. I'm the key to buying or selling your home.
Buying or selling?
And we are back here at the half where the Cougars hold a 28-21 lead over the Cabell Midland Knights. We'll go over a few stats that we have for each team. We'll start with the Knights first. Leading the way, rushing for the Midland Knights is Caden Pauly with 92 yards and 2 touchdowns. Lance Massey has 17 yards. Hobbs, 76 yards and a touchdown. Leading the way for the Cougars, we'll start with the Cougars again. 148 yards and 2 TDs for Tayshawn Roper to go along with 2 catches for 28 yards. Rockwell has 2 catches for 9 yards. Tony Allen has 5 catches for 99 yards and 2 touchdowns. Dylan Herrick having a nice little first half, 10 for 12, 127 yards and 2 TDs. So both teams putting up some pretty good numbers so far in this first half, Drew.
Yeah, and you didn't even mention, we did mention Tayshawn Roper with 148 yards. He also has 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
So it's, obviously not having Mar Wallace today has kind of really drastically changed how Jefferson's been moving the football, and not near as much through the air. A lot of running with Roper, but it's great to see that Tayshawn Roper is healthy. I was seeing on social media at halftime, multiple people were talking about how he's a top 5 back in the state. I would say when healthy, Tayshawn Roper is the best running back in the state.
I would say you are probably right. I mean, a couple other teams and their coaches would probably argue a little different. They definitely have some nice running backs, but coming into the season, I think Tayshawn was in the top 2 or 3 running backs, but the numbers that he's put up this year and, scoring and rushing, it's got to be up there near the top, and just his ability to make plays out of the backfield and his burst that he has, like you said, when he's healthy. He went through about, at least a 2, maybe even a 3-game period where you could just see Roper was only running about 60-65% and still was effective. But you get Roper these last couple of weeks, he had that extra week. I guess they every team pretty much had an extra kind of bye week last week to kind of get some guys healthy and, kind of rest their legs and get their bodies right. So, and you definitely see that with a guy like Tayshawn. That definitely helped him out a lot.
Yeah, for sure. And there was that 2 or 3 week stretch where he just didn't. It just looked like something was seriously wrong. And I truly believe that Spring Mills game at the beginning of the year when he first got banged up, and it just took him until about week 5 or week 6 when this winning streak first started. When he started coming around and he was at full health, I mean, you look at his numbers this year, he's put up, Kennedy-like award-winning numbers, and he hasn't even been healthy until about week 6. If he was healthy this whole season, I think he would have ran away with it. Now, there's Blake Sanders out of, Spring Mills, who I think is really comparable at the running back position to Roper, but I think out of those two, I still would say Roper just with the speed and the burst and a little bit stronger. That's just my personal opinion. Again, both of those backs are terrific. Coy Fagan, terrific out of Martinsburg, but I think Tayshawn Roper, when he is 100%, is the best running back in the state.
Yeah, can't argue there at all. So while we got a couple extra minutes, we got to run down the list of our home team sports sponsors, and that's Catro Law, Ameritech Tire and Auto, R&L Landscapes, Enclosures Unlimited, Big Mike's Grillin', Opeckin Motors, called Jeremy Atkins, State Farm Insurance, called Jared Ferguson, Rosedale Funeral Home and Cemetery, ERA Liberty Realty, called Cheryl Yates, Benchwarmer Sports Bar and Grill, Cookies and Milk Daycare, Neil Powell Goosehead Insurance, and True Performance Fitness. We'd also like to give a special thanks to our game day sponsor here for the playoffs for tonight's game or today's game to make it all possible. And again, ERA Liberty Realty, Cheryl Yates, Custom Fence and Decking, and Brothers Bin Blasting. You guys made it possible for us to be able to broadcast the game, so special thanks and a shout-out to you guys because definitely couldn't have this game broadcast live without you guys. Also like to thank our JHS Athletic Field Banner sponsors for this season, Roberts Realty Group, Parsons Ford, HG Barbecue and Soul Food Catering, Oak Tree Homes, Tara Sanders Lowe with Sanson Properties, Moose Lodge 948 of Charlestown, Ours Lawyer Lewis CPAs, Harlan J. Shoemaker and Son, Jefferson Security Bank, and AFT of Jefferson. Also like to thank our white level sponsor, Shepherdstown Pharmacy, our maroon level sponsor, CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg, and Cougar level sponsor, Shenandoah Heating and Air Conditioning. We'd also like to thank Toyota for our title sponsor for the playoffs this season. If you're looking in the market for newer used vehicles, see your local Toyota dealership. So they put a couple extra minutes back on the clock to allow the teams a little bit extra time to warm up, as it is a little colder out here today and the wind's blowing as always here at Cougar Stadium. So, Drew, let's talk about the first half. What's your assessment of each team for the first half?
I mean, I believe both of you and I talked about this before the pregame show. This was not a typical number 14 team that this Cougars team was playing. This was one of the hottest teams in the state, and they played like that in the first half. They were down 14-0, battled all the way back to tie the game up, and they tied it at a separate time at 21-21. So Jefferson has their hands full. But I believe, obviously talent will kind of overwhelm Midland in the second half. But this starts with the first drive. Jefferson has really struggled stopping the run. I think at halftime, Coach Hunter obviously probably made some really good adjustments, probably bring another guy in even closer, maybe not even have a safety necessarily, and just really focus down and watch, Paulie, make sure he doesn't bring the ball out of the quarterback position and try to get behind one of the guards or tackles, because it's more like a backyard style that they're playing with Paulie, and it's really affecting this Cougars team.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Drew. You pretty much said it, all there. I mean, they know the Cougars know that the Knights are going to run the ball. They run a lot of different formations, a double wing, single wing, power I formation. So they've moved the ball around. I think, they've had, 5 or 6 guys running the ball, none more effective than Paulie, the quarterback, who's rushed for, 92 yards, and then you've got Hobbs out of the backfield, which it's kind of a little different. He almost, he's in a 3-point stance, almost from like a fullback position. So he's really tight. They don't have that typical tailback where you're, 5 or 6 yards in the backfield. So they keep everything really tight and bunched in, and it's a lot of quick hitters. And, those big up front guys open up a hole just enough, and they get up in there. And the running backs are very effective. They've pretty much, drug a lot of Cougars for a lot of extra yards, especially Paulie spinning and turning his way in. He scored 2 of his touchdowns that way.
Yeah.
So, and then you got on the Cougars side, Herrick's done a really effective job throwing the ball with only 2 incompletions. And then Roper, what can you say about Roper? I knew he was going to come in and kind of have that hot hand for the Cougars and they were going to, get a big dose of Tayshawn Roper today, and they have, and Roper hasn't disappointed.
Yeah, and Roper has just been getting great position outside the backfield. I mean, like I said, we've had a couple of those bubble screens that help Herrick establish some rhythm, and whenever he's been able to bounce it out wide, Takeem Drake at the receiver position has had a couple of really good blocks that help spring him even some extra yards. I think that brings a different dynamic with not having Mar Wallace, who's maybe not as good as a blocker, obviously a better playmaker, but the blocking out wide has really helped, I think, Roper get going this evening.
Yeah, I'm with you with that. I mean, it's Allen, he's really stepped up in the absence of Mar Wallace with 5 catches and 99 yards, and he's got a couple touchdowns as well. So we'll see if they kind of continue with that mix. I wouldn't see why they wouldn't. It's been very effective for them so far in the first half, and the Knights will get possession first here in the opening of this second half. So we'll see if they can put a drive together, put points on the board, maybe tie this game up. So we're going to be in for a good second half as both teams, nearly scored every possession. I think the Knights turned the ball over a couple times, and the Cougars had to punt once.
Yeah, and the Knights also had that fake punt conversion, the first one that we've seen of his liking all year.
That was big, and that like you said, we haven't seen that. It was called at the perfect time, and they still won't throw, but they'll run a fake punt. There's another pooch kick that by Panaris. Fair caught there by Caleb Kitchen right around the 40-yard line. I think they'll mark him at the 41. So that's where the Knights will take over their first possession here in the second half. See what adjustments maybe the Cougars have made on defense trying to stop that run game of the Knights.
Yeah, the Knights had all the momentum until about 2 seconds left to go in that first half when Jefferson put one in with Tony Allen there at the end of the first half. So really, I think Midland, I wouldn't say they outperformed Jefferson in that first half, but they competed toe-to-toe with them. And had they had the ball first right here, Jefferson, one of these two sides are going to take control of the momentum right now, and this is going to be huge.
They're going to start out in that power I formations. Paulie under center, Hobbs And then number 2, Lance Massey takes it off tackle, picks up a good gain there of maybe 6 yards on first down. So that, I got to give the Knights a lot of credit because especially the coaching staff, I came from, I graduated many years ago, and so we ran a lot of the pro set, I formation, power stuff, but that was way before the spread. So give some of these, I don't know how old the coaches are, if they're my age or older, but give them credit. They want to go a little old school with their offensive style, and instead of going with what a lot of teams go with the spread offenses. So, and there's Massey to change a little power running now. You got Massey in the backfield with Hobbs as the fullback, basically lead blocking, and they pick up a first down here right in the first possession here of the second half.
Yeah, and obviously Midland knows how critical this first series is for them. They need to score to keep pace and hope and pray that they can stop this Jefferson offense, because the only way that Jefferson stops themselves is if they stop themselves.
Right. And you know what? I think all but one, and I could be wrong, did we even see a flag in the first half?
There was one flag for it was the kick. Remember the opening
kickoff? Oh,
kickoff?
Yep. As Massey takes it again off tackle, breaks a couple tackles, pushes forward for 3 yards. Had initially had him stop there at the line of scrimmage, but again, the Cougars are just struggling, holding on as Massey pushes forward for a gain of 3.
Well, Midland has no flags because there was also that offsides penalty that Jefferson had, but the next play was a fumble recovery.
Right. So basically, yeah, I agree. Okay.
Very clean game.
Yeah, and I'm glad the officials are kind of keeping the flags in their pocket because, man, the last couple games of the season we've seen a ton of flags, and it's really slowed the game up. This game it's gone. It's the clock's being eaten up as Hobbs takes it up the middle for a gain of about 3. So it'll bring up 3rd and 3 now for the Knights. Well, let's just hope we didn't jinx it in this second half. There'll also be a flag-free game. That would be nice.
And obviously the officials have, if there's a blatant hold or face, you got to call that. But we saw towards the end of the season, Washington kind of struggled with penalties, so did Musselman. But Jefferson has really been diligent. I think Coach Hunter's done a great job as the season went on to limit these penalties and turnovers.
So 3rd and 4, 2 receivers here to the near side. Paulie's going to take it himself. He bounces it outside. He almost didn't know what he'd do. He had tons of room. He's going to pick up the first down inside the 40. They're going to mark him at the 37. So that's going to move the chains again for the Knights. So Jefferson still doesn't have an answer for that running game.
And Paulie's taking some hits. I mean, we've seen him get a couple kidney and liver shots out here like he's a boxer. And, I give him credit. He is fighting through it. He's over 100 yards rushing now. Paulie's giving this Jefferson defense fits.
Yeah, he's a tough kid. I mean, he's not overly big. I mean, he's 6'2", 190, so he does have good size, but you definitely, I would prefer not have my quarterback taking as many shots, but that's their game. That's their offense. Paulie runs a lot, and he's very effective doing it. It's now Carson Christian with a nice move, bounce it outside, and the foot race is on. Can Jackson get him? Yes, Jackson and Jamari Jenkins bring Carson Christian down, but a nice cutback for Christian. He's down to the 10-yard line, so
this has kind of been the story of Jefferson's season. They've been very good at a lot of things. Stopping the run has been something they have not done very well.
Tackling, stopping the run, a lot of two big keys, man, right there. And Jefferson's going to have to tighten up here on defense. If they can, get past this game, move on to the second round, it does not get easier from here. As, like you said, they would face a tough Hurricane team. And you got to stop them making tackles. And it looks like Carson Christian might be a little shaken up on the play.
Resetting the play clock as well to 25 seconds.
So we will keep it here. It looks like Christian is up. He's limping off a little bit, so maybe rolled his ankle possibly or something. Don't know, but he is trying to walk off on his own power, but he definitely is limping. You can see he's in quite a bit of pain, so we'll see what his status will be for the remainder of the game, because he's definitely broke off a couple nice runs now for the Midland Knights. So 1st and 10 from the 10 for Cabell Midland.
Goal to go, baby. I'm telling you, this is a huge drive right here. It's still not over. The bend don't break style. Jefferson does play pretty well in the red zone.
Yeah, they've been running really effective with this power eye set with Hobbs at the fullback and Massey at the tailback. Goes to the up back. The fullback, he just got tripped up there. We've got our first flag of the second half here. That would be huge if it's holding there on the offense, because that's the first time they've called that.
It looked like it could. I know this sounds crazy. It could have been a chop block because one went high and one went low. No holding.
So that's going to back up the Knights 10 yards after a good 5-yard gain on first down by Hobbs. So that'll help the Cougars out a little bit.
Yeah, 1st and 20 basically. Huge penalty right here. We were just talking about no laundry in the first half, really.
Well, in a crucial area of the field, they're inside the 10-yard line, and you get a holding call. Now because it was 1st and pretty much goal. So now you're 1st and goal from the 20. Paulie he's going to take it himself, cuts up the middle, can't bring him down. Initial hit was Brady Roberts. Paulie pushes forward for 6 yards. So going to bring 2nd now and about 14 for the Knights, 2nd and goal. So they have to score. 7:45 left to go here in this third quarter.
And I think there will be a pass in one of these next two plays right here. This is the time, it's 28-21. You're creeping about 7.5 minutes left to go in this third quarter. They might run the ball right here, but if they don't get it, that's might be when we see with the second pass of the game.
So Hobbs in the backfield. The pitch goes to Hobbs. Lead blockers Massey. Nice block out there on the end by Lance Massey, but Hobbs is down on the play. Hobbs gets down around the 5-yard line.
No, it's about the 10, right?
Oh, I'm sorry, the 10. Yeah, the 10-yard line. I apologize. So a gain of about 4. So now we're looking at 3rd and goal from the 10. Be interesting to see if this is going to be 4-down territory. Will they take the points and get 3?
Points. You got to get points here. Their kicker has a good leg. I know, obviously.
He definitely has a good leg. I say you take points, too, because your defense hasn't played bad. You've kept the score pretty close, because if you don't get much here on 3rd down, you're looking at 4th and goal and a long shot to get to the end zone.
They better hurry up. The play clock's ticking.
So Paulie's going to take it himself, and he doesn't get touched till he's inside the 5. Pushing, driving,
ball's out,
and he fumbles the ball away.
Did Jenkins
Looks like
pick
Jefferson
that up?
has it.
I think Jenkins picked that up. Yeah, he did. Look.
Does Jefferson have it on the 1 or the – yeah, there. So Paulie was spinning his way. That time it didn't work out well for Paulie as the ball was stripped out, recovered by the Cougars, but the officials are still discussing.
Are they going to say that Midland kept this ball and they're down at the what? There's no possible way.
He's either down at the 1 or the Cougars have it.
Yeah, but it's just odd that they're talking because there's been no signal of touchback.
But again, we see Paulie not, and they're awarding the ball to the Cougars. So another costly turnover for the Midland Knights. But you got to give Paulie credit, even though he got stripped away. It was a late strip, it looked like, because he was close to being down. But he nearly scored on that play, and he didn't even get touched till he was inside the 5-yard line. So,
and I just saw that ball. He extended it a little bit like he was going to reach for the end zone, and Jenkins punched it out and recovered that. I mean, that's
good play by Jamari Jenkins. He's had to make a lot of tackles there in the secondary. It's not an easy task as your safety making a lot of your tackles. You typically don't want that if you're, the coaches.
It's not a good stat to have. What Deion Sanders say?
So two receivers to the near side, Drake to the far side. Handoff goes to Roper straight up the middle. Not much there. He might have picked a yard up. Gotten back to the line of scrimmage at least.
Well, this is interesting, JD. I'm sorry to interrupt, but if they somehow get a safety right here and they get the ball back, they got to be really careful here offensively, Jefferson does.
Yeah, they do. I mean, I don't know if you try to run that swing pass out of your own end zone or not. That's a real risky play. It seems it's worked a lot of times, before. But if Roper does get stuffed up, they got Jalen Allen, and there's a lead blocker. Roper will bounce it outside, tries to pick up a block. There goes Tayshawn Roper down the sideline. He picks up the first down. Let's see where they're going to mark him out around the 16 or maybe 17-yard line. So let's move the chains now for the Cougars. They finally get out of that hole. So good play there by Roper to bounce it outside. So they're going to give him 16 yards on that run for Tayshawn Roper.
So, yeah, Roper's now at 164 yards on the day.
The handoff goes to Roper again. Initially stuffed. He's going to lose a yard. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. I think they are going to mark him right around the line of scrimmage. So good defense there by the Knights. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Cougars with 5:20 left to go here in this third quarter.
Yeah, with 5 minutes left to go, I mean, this is a huge possession right here now for both sides. Midland desperately needs a stop, and Jefferson would love nothing more to put some more points on the board.
Yeah, that was a big turn of events there right down at the 1-yard line. So Herrick going to drop back to throw. He's looking for a receiver. He's going to have to step up the first time. Herrick got some room to run. There goes Dylan Herrick outside the 30. Makes a move to the 40. Out of bounds around the 45. So good run by Dylan Herrick. Haven't seen a lot of that open field running. Dylan Herrick broke out, showed a little bit of speed, bounced it outside. Good vision. Another first down for the Cougars.
About a 27-yard rush right there from Herrick. What a play.
Yeah, that's a really good run by Herrick, and that's what you like to see from Herrick. I don't like seeing Herrick run too much straight up the middle on a direct keeper, just taking that punishment. But when he's back to pass, he saw that running lane and stepped up, and no one was there. And a huge run by Herrick to move the chains again.
Oh yeah, that's a backbreaker.
Herrick direct snap straight up the middle is going to keep it himself, pick up about 3, close to 4 yards on the play. Yeah, they're going to give him 3, so bring up 2nd and 7 now for Jefferson. So the 2 receivers here to the near side is Takeem Drake and Jackson Rockwell. And on the other side, Tony Allen and number 8, Trayvon Ledbetter. Herrick again is going to bounce it outside, not much there. He got back to the line of scrimmage. I don't know if that was kind of a blown handoff or kind of Herrick decided to keep it himself. I don't think he read that one quite. And that's what I don't like of Herrick, is he really gets up and he's not, he's shaking up on the play. And you can't go to the well too many times if you're Dylan Herrick. Your safe bet, hand it to your man, Tayshawn Roper. Because once we get past Herrick, then we're dipping down into, a sophomore, Harry Garrett. But it's possible they'd move Rockwell at quarterback. So, just never know. As Herrick back to throw, swings it out of the backfield to Roper. He bobbles the ball, makes the catch, picks up the first down. They're going to mark him at the 43. So nice concentration. Tayshawn Roper initially didn't have the ball, control of the ball, but was able to get control. Nice open field tackle there.
That was a huge
by the
grab.
Knights.
Huge grab, though, by Roper. If he would have dropped that right there, it'd been 4th down. Most likely Jefferson would have punted, and, man, Cabell could have had the ball back. That was a huge play in this ball game.
Yeah, when in doubt, swing it out to Roper because he's been open a lot out in the flat out of the backfield. Allen in motion. Herrick's going to roll out here to the near side, step back, looking for somebody to throw to. He's going to have to scramble. He just throws it up to nobody. We're going to see if they're going to. Not sure if he was out of the pocket. I don't know if they could rule that, as in the.
He was between the hashes, though. So
yeah, he was between the hashes. He wasn't out of the tackle box. I don't know if that's intentional grounding or not. They're going to discuss it. Looks like they might have discussed it, so they're going to say it's 2nd down.
I agree. And plus, they had, I believe Rockwell was over there in the area. He was at the 20, so the ball was in technically the vicinity.
And a score update. Parkersburg South takes a 17-14 lead over the Washington Patriots with 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. So we'll keep you guys updated on that scores. Allen in motion, a little jet sweep to Tony Allen, looking for some moves, picks up some blocks, and nice gain there out over the 40 to around, we're going to mark him down around the 37-yard line. So we haven't seen that jet sweep much at all today. That might have been the first time that the Cougars have ran it.
I think didn't he have one at the end of the first quarter? That was about a 3 or 4 yard rush on it. It was something similar to that. It might not have been a jet sweep though.
We've seen them using the Jalen Allen, number 0, is kind of like an up back, more of a blocking back here on offense.
H-back, yep.
He's more of a defensive tackle on defense, but haven't seen him a lot on offense. So a little added dimension this week. The handoff goes to Roper. Roper's going to bounce it outside. Not a lot there. He does have enough for the first down as they mark him right at the down marker. They are going to move the chain, so that's another first down for the Cougars. They mark him down around the 33-yard line. The Cougars continue to move the ball, and they're putting a nice kind of a slow, longer drive together, eating up some of that clock. We're going to be near the end of the third quarter here soon. If they can go up 2 scores going into this fourth quarter, that's going to make it really tough for the Midland Knights.
Yeah, they'd love to chew up into the fourth quarter and score again, honestly.
Roper straight up the middle, driving forward for maybe 5 yards. So a nice gain there on first down to give him 4 yards on the play to bring up 2nd and 6. So Drake and Rockwell are the 2 receivers to the near side. Ledbetter and Tony Allen remain the receivers to the top of your screen. Roper in the backfield with Herrick. Herrick's going to roll out here to the near side, looking to throw. Down in the middle of the field, he's got Tony Allen. Tony Allen looks like...
There's no hold?
I tell you, he was interfered with no flag, as the official wasn't even looking at the hold. He was looking at the ball.
And he was behind. He couldn't see in front where the hold was actually happening because he was behind the play when it was actually going on. So I mean, still, that was the near side official running down the sideline should have saw that.
Yeah, this official, maybe the official behind the play couldn't see it, but this official should have definitely saw it. Still no flag thrown. So there's two.
Because it might not have been holding. It should have been at least an interference.
Yeah, 2 interference calls that should have went against the Knights. So it's 3rd and about 6 for the Cougars.
And there's a flag now here. A false
start. I didn't see anybody move, but they're going to get the Cougars for a false start, and that's the first one of the game. They're going to back them up 5. So now it's going to be a little hard. It's going to be 3rd and 11 now for the Cougars, and you wonder if they pick up anything. I would say it's probably still 4-down territory for Jefferson.
Yeah, they're going.
Here with the ball at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, this is. Obviously, the officials have the hardest job out there, but I mean, you got to let this stay in between the lines. Jefferson's been out. They've won this third quarter, and now they're in a really tough spot at 3rd and 11.
So Herrick back to throw. Looking at Rockwell. He's got Rockwell in the middle of the field. Rockwell makes a nice move, cuts it up, got enough for the first down. He's down close to the 10-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 11. So nice catch. A nice move to free himself open a little bit more to gain an extra 8 or 9 yards on the play. And now Jefferson is inside the 15-yard line to the 11, 1st and 10, so they can still get a first down at around the 1 or 2 yard line.
They might not snap. They don't need to snap for this quarter to end, but they might. Jefferson stays aggressive. They might try to get a free 5.
And we're down inside 10 seconds now. I don't think the Cougars are in any hurry. It looks like they're just going to, Coach Hunter is saying, let the clock run out. We'll go to this end as the players start walking towards the other end of the field, and that's going to do it for the third quarter here at Cougar Stadium, where Jefferson has a 28-21 lead over the Midland Knights. And we're going to take a commercial break and be right back and hear a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV. And we are back here at Cougar Stadium, ready to start this fourth quarter of play. Jefferson holds a 7-point lead over the Cabell Midland Knights. They've got 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line of the Knights, so the Cougars are knocking on the door for another score. So we'll see if they can punch one in to put them up 2 scores. That would be huge here starting this fourth quarter.
Yeah, but this is what they wanted to do. We said this was about 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter when they had the ball again. They're going to try to chew this up into the fourth quarter, score another touchdown, and really deflate all the air that Cabell or Cabell has left in their wings.
Well, 1st and 10. 2 receivers here to the near side. The handoff goes to Roper. Roper bouncing it outside again, trying to pick up a couple blocks. Picks up 4, close to 5 yards on the play. They're going to mark him at the 7. So 4 yards. So 2nd and 6. 2nd and 7.
And I'd be surprised to see Hunter put the ball through the air again.
Yeah, they've been really successful running Tayshawn for the most part, mixing Herrick in there a little bit. But Roper's definitely been their workhorse. And Herrick hasn't had to put the ball in the air a whole lot. Not sure if that was the game plan. As now Roper takes it again straight up the middle, trying to push forward. Inside the 5, they're going to mark him down at the 3-yard line. So give Roper about another 4-yard gain on the play. So now it's 3rd and 3. We'll see where they... But like I said, they haven't really had to throw a whole lot, only when they've needed to. So a little change up, I guess, having one of your main receivers down, though. They've had Allen and Rockwell made big catches. And Roper straight up the middle,
touchdown.
Pushes forward, and Tayshawn Roper is in for the score. Give him his 3rd touchdown of the game for Tayshawn Roper, and that puts the Cougars up 34-21. Tayshawn having a game as he now has 3 touchdowns on the day.
Creeping towards 200 yards. He's 184 yards rushing.
184 yards rushing for Tayshawn Roper. We'll see if he can get to that 200 mark before the end of the game. He's got nearly a quarter to do it. There's a snap down. The kick is up, and it's blocked.
Oh.
So the score remains Jefferson 34, Cabell Midland 21, 10:32 left to go in your ball game. We're going to take another commercial break and hear a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
Deck, where elegance meets function. Serving Martinsburg and surrounding areas for over 30 years, our expertly crafted decks and fences offer both beauty and protection. From classic woodwork to modern vinyl, experience the craftsmanship that truly elevates your space.
And we're back already here at Cougar Stadium after Jefferson just scored another touchdown to put them up 2 scores, 34-21, to kind of open that lead up, give them a little bit more of a cushion. But we've seen that 14-point lead kind of go away real quick as the Knights tied it up earlier in the first half. Let's see if they've got enough left in the tank to come back and tie this game or even take the lead now that Jefferson has missed an extra point. We'll see if that comes back to play a part here in the end of the game.
Yeah, that's a very costly, blocked extra point. And like I said, Midland's already came back from 14-0 and 21-7. So this game's far from over. If they get a score right here, we were talking. It's a chance they might just onside kick it. They might not want to give the ball back to Jefferson. They'll have to be prepared for that.
Well, we had an interesting call. They called a fair catch, but the guy that called the fair catch wasn't the guy that caught the ball. So Carson Christian, who caught the ball, didn't call the fair catch. It was Caleb Kitchen, number 7. But I guess it doesn't matter who calls the fair catch. If someone calls the fair catch, then the ball is dead right where it's caught.
Yeah, the only difference is if Christian called that and he ran with it, then that would have been a flag. But somebody else caught it, so he didn't know. That's why there was no flag on the play.
So the Knights will start from the 30-yard line, 1st and 10. Well, they're going to mark him at the 29-yard line. So we'll see what the Knights have left. As they're not, they don't score fast, but they can score effectively. But they're going to have to score at least one touchdown pretty quick as they pitch it out to Lance Massey. He's got some room out there. And nice block there. Somebody got laid out for Jefferson on a little crackback block.
Yeah, that was Turner Bailey.
Turner lit up. Looks like, let's see if that's, that was Jamari Jenkins he lit up there. Whew. Jamari needs to keep that head on a swivel. As Jamari will come out of the game, and taking his place is number 10, Dylan Herrick. So a nice gain of 6 on 1st down. Is I don't know what the Knights are doing. Hasn't been a timeout.
It's another injury.
Well, I mean, Jamari came running off the field, so I don't know that they would have called an injury timeout. Oh, we got Jalen Allen.
Yeah, Allen's
a little
hurt.
shaken up as well.
It looks like he was kind of wobbly a little bit, and he's been really good on the offensive side of the ball. He's had some really big blocks. It's helped spring Roper tonight.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a little leg injury. Can't afford to have Allen out. He's been a huge factor for the Cougars all season long as that defensive tackle spot, and now playing a little offense this week as that H-back. So it'd be a big loss if he can't come back. Man, I don't know if it's a cramp or what it is.
The way he's walking, it looks like it might be a heel injury almost. It looks like it's in the back of his, because he doesn't want to put a lot of pressure on the back of that heel.
Right.
But he has his impact goes beyond the numbers, because you don't necessarily see him as a stat sheet stuffer, which he definitely has a huge impact that goes beyond analytics.
So hopefully he'll be okay, come back into the game. If not, Cougars get out of here with the win. We'll be ready to go for next week. So Hobbs will take the ball straight up the middle, picks up a couple yards on the play. So it's going to bring up 4th and about 2 for the Knights.
Oh, it's actually third.
Oh, it is. They must have already switched it when I looked over. They had it already at 3rd down. So 3rd and 2. Mark the ball at the 37-yard line.
Yeah, now underneath 10 minutes, JD, they're going to have to at least have a little bit more urgency as they move now.
Well, they definitely have to pick up this 1st down, and I would hate to say it could be 4th down territory. I'm not sure yet if they would want to go for it if they don't pick it up here on 3rd down, but
they're going.
Massey picks up the 1st down a little bit more as he crosses the 40-yard line out to close to the 43-yard line. So Lance Massey picks up a much-needed 1st down for the Knights. But like you said, Drew, they're going to have to pick up that pace just a little bit, because if they run this clock, they're not even to the 50, and they've already run three or 4 minutes off the clock. So if they don't get down there and score until the 5-minute mark, then they're in a really, in a bad spot. So they do swing it out to throw. Looked like his knee was down, and that's going to be a big loss of nearly 5 yards.
Yeah, his knee was definitely down, right?
As Marcus Dean made the catch, but well behind the line of scrimmage with his knee on the ground. So, and that just is a inexperienced team not throwing many passes, as Paulie didn't throw the best ball out there to the flat. Looks like a quick hitch or something out there to Dean, and he had to get down close to the ground. And if he wouldn't have made the catch, would have been close to a backwards pass. So either way, big loss for the Knights. As Paulie will take it himself, bounce it outside. They've got him pinned in. There's a flag. And now the officials are starting to kind of get a little antsy with these flags, as we've already seen 3 flags in the second half to only 1 in the first half. So,
and that was definitely another hold. As Paulie was trying to get outside the pocket, number 64 kind of got a little hands. He got outside the shoulder pads, and it just happens.
Yeah, so not something that you want to have this late in the game. That kind of is going to kill your drive. You had some momentum. You were moving the ball well, and now you've got a big penalty that's going to back you up. It's going to bring up 2nd and probably 23 now for the Midland Knights. And when you don't have a lot of pass plays in your playbook,
yeah, there's only so much you can do if you can't throw the football right here.
Pauly under center. He's back to throw. Pauly looking for him, man. He had Bailey wide open as Pauly's going to run for it. Can he get close to the first down? Here comes Takeem Drake. Stiff arms Drake, picks up the first down but loses the ball out of bounds. They're going to mark him. It looks just a little short, right at the marker. He's right at the marker. They're moving the chain. So, that good play by Pauly. And he had a man wide open down the middle of the field. Could have been a huge gain. But Pauly had the presence of mind to step up, take off, and run. As we've seen, he's an excellent runner, especially in the open field. And, kind of makes you wonder, where was that earlier in the game?
Yeah, and what's happening now is it looks like Coach Hunter identified and put Drake as a spy on Pauly. So to make sure that he wouldn't be able to get out of the pocket, it's just his speed. He's incredibly quick, and he's got long strides. That's why he gave a little stiff arm there at the end of Takeem Drake. Got an extra couple yards, got the first down.
Handoff goes to Hobbs, off tackles. Hobbs is trying to push forward for a few yards. They're going to give him a gain of maybe 4. So that was a huge play there by Pauly that keeps that drive alive. We're approaching 7 minutes left to go here in the game. The 2nd and 6. But again, they're going to have to really pick up the pace. If they have plays in that playbook that are passes, they're going to have to, I would go back to it, let Pauly drop back and throw.
Improvise, yeah.
And let him take off and run. If you see a lane and he can get 10 or 12 yards or more, he'll hand it off to Massey. Massey picks up a yard or 2 on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 3.
Yeah, 6:30 left to go in this quarter, this ball game. They really got to pick up this pace, JD.
I could see if it was only a 1-score game, you maybe would want to keep running the ball, but picking up 2 or 3 yards here at a time, they're going to hurry up a little bit. 2 receivers to the far side. Pitch goes to Carson Christian. Christian looking for some room. Not much there. Might have gained a yard. So now we're looking at 4th and 2 or 3 now for the Knights. And they're going to call a timeout here. Kind of a little early to call timeouts.
I mean, they do got to draw something up.
Yeah, with a 4th and about 3, they're going to call a timeout. And we're going to take a quick timeout of our own here. A word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
I'm one of the owners here. True Performance Fitness as a whole, we brought this gym to the area and we wanted to bring every walk of fitness in one building. So that's exactly what we did. We have strongman, powerlifting, bodybuilding, CrossFit. We have posing rooms, a full turf, a full track outside. We even have a basketball court. We wanted everything to be under one roof. So that's just kind of the thing that we did. We also went out and we made sure that we got top of the line equipment. We also make sure that all the pads and everything are getting replaced and all the machines are being taken care of properly. That's just something we strive to do for this community. We also like to give back to the community with donations, fundraisers, and other stuff for like kids and the families around. So that's just kind of who we are as a gym, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys.
And we're back here at Cougar Stadium. The Knights have a 4th and 3. Big play right here for the Knights. They have to have this first down if they want to keep moving the chains. The jet sweep to Dean. Marcus Dean trying to get to the outside and can't do it. Good defense there by Takeem Drake and Tony Allen in on the play as well. That's going to be a turnover on downs. The Cougars hold, and that probably is the play of the game for the Jefferson Cougars to walk out here and move on to the second round. It's not over yet, but with 6:01 left to go, the Cougars have possession, up 2 scores. It's going to be an uphill battle now for the Knights.
Yeah, and how long it takes for them to score. I mean, they just chewed up that whole 4th quarter right there. Half the 4th quarter with that drive, wasted their a very valuable timeout at this point in juncture of the game. Jefferson's about 2 first downs away from really sealing this game.
Yeah, I would think they're going to keep it on the ground, give it to Roper. We'll see what Roper ends up with for the game. Handoff goes to Roper, straight up the middle. He's got a lot of room. There goes Tayshawn Roper down inside the 45 to about the 41-yard line. So Tayshawn Roper.
And I think if that's 16 yards, that puts him over to the 200-yard mark for the game.
So that's another timeout. We're going to just keep it right here. Thank our sponsors again. Watch our HTS sponsors, Catro Law, Ameritech Tire and Auto, R&L Landscapes, Enclosures Unlimited, Big Mike's Grillin', Opequon Motors called Jeremy Atkins, State Farm Insurance called Jared Ferguson, Rosedale Funeral Home and Cemetery, ERA Liberty Realty called Cheryl Yates, Benchwarmer Sports Bar and Grill, Cookies and Milk Daycare, Neil Powell Goosehead Insurance, and True Performance Fitness. We'd also like to special thanks to our game day sponsors for this playoff game, Custom Fence and Deck, Brothers Ben Blasting, and also Cheryl Yates at ERA Liberty Realty. Thank you, Cheryl. As we're back here to live action, Cougars 1st and 10, balls on the 41. Tayshawn Roper again bounces it outside, looking for room down the sideline. He's going to just take it to the ground. Smart play by the senior Tayshawn as he keeps that clock running. Probably had an extra 5 or 6 yards he could have picked up before he slid down, but you don't see that too often in high school for a player to have the presence of mind instead of going out of bounds, stay in bounds, and slide down just to make sure that clock keeps going.
Yeah, it's a true senior right there, moment right there. I mean, that is somebody's, looks like it might have been a false start right there. But, yeah, now he's over 217 yards rushing. I mean, this has been his best performance of his career, JD.
Yeah, it is, and, what a way for him to go out, as a senior in the playoffs. I knew, just had the idea that Tayshawn was going to have a huge game today, and when you're a senior and you're the leader and the ball, basically runs through you, your team, goes when you go, having over 200 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns for Roper. I mean, it's no secret who our player of the game is going to be tonight. I think we could have called it almost at halftime as Roper looking for more yards. He's going to try to bounce it outside, turn it up, goes down again, gives him a couple more yards. We'll give him about 3 on the carry, so he's down to the 28-yard line with 4:37 left to go in the game. So bring up 2nd and 13 now for the Cougars. I don't think we'll see anybody else except for Roper, or maybe Herrick will decide to keep one himself just to give Roper a break. And if you're the Midland Knights, you know that number 6 is going to get the ball. Oh, he swings it over to Trayvon Ledbetter. Nice catch there by Ledbetter. Picks up close to a first down. They're going to mark him about a yard short. Nice little slant to number 8, Trayvon Ledbetter. Filling in there for the Mar Wallace. So Ledbetter getting in on the action. So 3rd and about a yard for the Cougars, and now we're inside 3:30 to go left in the game, and they won't be in any hurry to get to playoff as they still have 19 seconds left to go on the play clock. So 3 receivers in a bunch here. Takeem Drake, the lone receiver to the top, and that'll be Herrick straight up the middle as Dylan Herrick will take it in for the Cougars score. No one there in the middle of the field on that Knights defense, and Herrick saw daylight and put another one on the board to extend Jefferson's lead to 41-21.
And that shuts the door.
It's 40-21, pending the extra point. Yeah, and that definitely going to seal it for the Cougars as we're at 3:05 left to go in the game.
We'd be remiss not to give a huge shout-out to this, Cable Knights team. I mean, they came out and they really performed. Obviously, they were 14 seed. They had their work cut out for them. But I'll tell you what, they really came out and gave Jefferson all they could handle in that first half.
Yeah, they did. They bounced back after being down 14 early, came back to tie the game, was down 28-21 at halftime. Still was in the game until Jefferson went up a couple scores and that big turnover on downs. Well, I think they also had a turnover. They had a fumble down that could have tied the game. So definitely a lot closer of a ball game than even the score indicates. As the Cougars were called for a false start, so it'll back up Panaris to make the extra point try a little farther, but the kick is still up and it is good. So 3:05 left to go here in the game. The Cougars are up 41-21, and we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back to hear a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
General Manager at Ameritech Tire and Auto, here to serve you with all your auto repair and service needs. We are a family-owned business serving our community since 2003. We work on all makes and models from vintage cars and trucks to collectors to today's latest, newest vehicles. So stop in and see us at one of our 2 locations. See you soon.
Yes, sir.
And welcome back here at Cougar Stadium as the Cougars kind of put a nail in the coffin. Sorry about that. Cougars pretty much put a nail in the coffin, I guess, up 41-21. They really looked pretty good overall. Offensively, they looked pretty good. No turnovers. Herrick's looked really good throwing the ball when needed. Roper's looked excellent. Like you said, Drew, earlier, the best game Roper's put together with over 200 yards and 3 touchdowns today. He's our Home Team Sports Player of the Game. So congratulations to Tayshawn and the entire Cougar team and coaching staff. They went up early by 14. Kind of, the Knights surged back, tied the game up. The Cougars still had a lead by 1 touchdown at the half. But they kept their composure, came out, made the necessary adjustments. I still feel like they've got some things to adjust with their tackling, and maybe kids were out of position. I know they've had a couple guys out on defense at linebacker. Well, really, Leland Benner was out. He's huge, and as well as Landon Zimmerman's out with a broken hand. I would assume his season's probably done. And Mar Wallace. So 3 key guys out on defense today for the Cougars. There's a personal foul penalty as Panaris will kick it into the end zone. But I guess the ball was in the end zone, but Dean wasn't in the end zone. He wanted to bring that one out, but it'll come out to the 20. So we'll see what the Knights want to do. Are they just going to run the ball, run the timeout? I mean, this is it for them for the season. You kind of like to go out with a bang. I mean, I'd like to see something different.
And they get Roper out of the game. No reason to have him in the game anymore. You rest him up for next week. He should already be in the ice tub.
Yeah, he's definitely doesn't need to be in, especially on defense. Yeah. I would not want to see Tayshawn get some kind of freak injury on defense.
And we'll just go his unofficial stats for today. 24 carries, 220 yards, and 3 rushing touchdowns. Also had another 41 yards receiving out of the air.
And there goes Lance Massey showing some speed. Not going to run away from Tony Allen, though, as Tony Allen brings him down inside the 40.
There's a flag for what?
Looks like they're going to get him for a horse collar, but I don't know about that.
He brought him down from the front.
And that's not really a penalty we need to call at this point in the game, but
charity, we get it. Because I know they call him face mask, but did you see that his hands get inside the mask? I thought he was.
Well, we're on this side of the field, so I'm not sure. Can't really say one way or the other with that one, but the refs were right over there. But Massey I could tell Massey has a little bit of a burst, and he got in the open field, and Tony Allen probably the only guy on Jefferson's defense that would have been able to catch Lance Massey.
Yeah, and this is the last time Massey's going to put on those pads for this Midland team, so you know he would like to get at least one more touch and get into the end zone.
Yeah, the ball on the 20 now of the Cougars with 2:46 left to go. So we'll see if the Knights can put another one on the board as Hobbs takes the handoff. Not much there. Give him a gain of a couple. So ring up 2nd and 8. We got an update on the Parkersburg-South Washington game. South now leads the Patriots 24-17. Still in the fourth quarter of that game. There goes Pauly. Pauly again making moves, trying to get away from Allen. Cuts back to the middle of the field. That you don't see often. Picks up enough for the first down inside the 10 to about the 8. So the Knights definitely not giving up. They're going to get everything out of this last 2 minutes that they can, especially for all these seniors. Caden Pauly's a senior. Hobbs, Massey, seniors. Caleb Kitchen's a junior. Marcus Dean.
Yeah, Andrew LaFawn just got in the sophomore.
Yeah, so Andrew LaFawn scored just that quick. So as I was reading off the seniors, Marcus Dean's a senior as well. Carson Christian, only a freshman, very impressive.
Yeah, he was
for
good.
What he's done. Big freshman kid, so a good future ahead of him for the Knights. So the score's going to look a lot closer now with that late touchdown as the kick is up and good, and with 1:41 left to go, your score is Jefferson 41, Cabell Midland 28. So we're going to stay right here. I'm going to thank a couple more of our sponsors really quickly. I'd like to thank our JHS Athletic Field Banner sponsors, Robert Realty Group, Parsons Ford, HG's Barbecue and Soul Food Catering, Oak Tree Homes, Terra Sanders Low with Sampson Property, Moose Lodge 948 of Charlestown, Ours Lawyer Lewis CPAs, Harlan J. Shoemaker and Son, Jefferson Security Bank and AFT of Jefferson. We'd also like to thank our white level sponsor, Shepherdstown Pharmacy, maroon level sponsor, CMA's Toyota Chevrolet of Martinsburg, our cougar level sponsor, Shenandoah Heating and Air Conditioning. Also like to thank Toyota for our game day title sponsor. You're in the market for a new or used Toyota, go see your local Toyota dealership and they will hook you up. So LaFawn set to kick the ball away. I have to kick it, and that might go in. It looks like it does go 10 yards.
They caught it. That's it.
Yes, they did. So the Knights not going away easily, and they're going to make the end of this game very, very interesting. Well, there's going to be a discussion to see.
It definitely went 10 yards, unfortunately. It went from the 40. They kicked it from the 40, correct?
Well, we're saying maybe they touched it or not. I'm not sure. Don't have replay, so.
Yeah, they already. Oh, yep. Says Jefferson.
So Jefferson's ball, and that's going to pretty much do it. Great effort by the Cabell Midland Knights to travel all the way up here to the eastern panhandle of West Virginia. And there's going to be a personal foul against the Midland Knights. It's not something you really want to send home, kind of put even a worse taste in your mouth, already after losing. But, as I was saying, they traveled all the way up to Eastern Panhandle, put up one heck of an effort against the number 3 ranked team in the state, the Jefferson Cougars.
And we have a final from the Washington versus Parkersburg South. South actually came out victorious, won 24-17. That is now final.
So great season there by the Washington Patriots, the best season they've had in quite some time. Couldn't quite get it done, so their season ends today. And there's another personal foul. I don't know what's going on here, but Jefferson is going to get the ball way down and deep into the territory of the Knights, so I don't think it's going to matter. I don't think Jefferson's even going to try to score again. Although, you know what?
They might.
If I was Coach Hunter, I'd be like, you know what, if you're going to show yourself, I guess you're going out, with a bang. Don't come up here and show yourself on our field, So maybe Hunter kind of going to make a statement of his own.
The ball all the way at the 14-yard line. Wow.
So give it to Rope again. Shoot.
They might put Moomaw in the game and let him.
Moomaw is a senior. I think it is Braylon Moomaw time. We'll see what he can do. Maybe he can put one in. I wouldn't just take a knee, though.
Yeah, I don't think you take a knee right here. Obviously, Cabell was fighting to try to still win this game, keep fighting to try to put points on the board. Obviously, I wouldn't have Herrick out there at this point just to make sure there's no chance of injury. But if you're just going to run the football, but they're putting here comes Roper out there, he might hit 240.
So Herrick will take it himself, straight up the middle, pushing forward down inside the 10 to about the 8. A nice gain of 6 on the play for Dylan Herrick. So we're down inside 120 now left to go. The Cougars aren't in any hurry to run a play, but they will still have to run probably at least 2 more plays. And Roper is in the game, still in the game. Handoff goes to Tayshawn. Tayshawn's looking for some daylight, cuts it back. Is Tayshawn going to get in? He's trying. He doesn't quite get in. They do give him a touchdown as Tayshawn continues to drive, sticks the ball across the goal line as Roper has his 4th touchdown of the day. And he is fired up down there, Drew.
25 carries, 224, and 4 touchdowns for Tayshawn Roper. Career game. What a game.
And that's that leg strength, all that heavy squatting and training that Roper's done in the offseason. Had 2 or 3 guys trying to keep him out of the end zone, it looked like. Tayshawn's still fired up down there. And it looks like they're going to get a personal foul, unsportsmanlike against the Cougars, but that won't matter.
No, actually, number 7, Caleb
Kitchen,
was just ejected from Cabell Midland. The junior will have to miss the first game of next season.
Oh, is that the way it works, huh?
Yeah. They said number 7 got one of those guys. It was either 6. It was actually 6, excuse me. So that was Elijah Pratt, the senior. Doesn't really matter now.
Yeah, so I'm not that penalty being forced on the kickoff. It was now Jonathan Panaris will come in and attempt the extra point. How many times have we seen Jefferson score 48 points this year? I think it was 47 against Washington, but 3 games prior to that was 48. So this extra point is huge for the Cougars to put another 48 on the board. They're right around close to their average. The kick is blocked, but it goes in. It looked like it almost got blocked, but the kick is good by Jonathan Panaris, and with 54 seconds left to go, the Cougars score again to make it 48-28. And we're going to take one final timeout and hear a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
Since opening in 2017, we have been the local hangout spot to watch a game and meet up with family and friends. With over 15 TVs, there isn't a bad seat in the house. We have arcade games, including the world's largest Pac-Man, 2 pool tables, and more, serving a full food menu ranging from appetizers to steak dinners, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., 7 days a week, and later on weekends. Daily drink and food specials, and of course, happy hour from 3 to 6, Monday through Friday. Come on out to Benchwarmer Sports Bar and Grill.
Looking to enhance the beauty of your outdoor.
And we are back here at Cougar Stadium where Jefferson just scored again. They had a short field, Drew. I mean, so they started, from the Knights' 14-yard line, so you can't help but to run a couple plays still, and again, Tayshawn Roper puts up his 4th TD of the game, continues to add to his stats, 225 yards rushing. Definitely, like you said, a career game for Roper, well-deserved by the senior. He's worked hard to get to this point. It's good to see Roper have a game like this.
Yeah, back-to-back player of the games, it's 2 weeks in a row. He's definitely coming alive, and I'll tell you what, that just gives a whole other element to this Jefferson team that has aspirations of winning a state title.
Now, it's not going to get any easier as next week as Ronan, or who kicks that? Kick that off. I'm not sure. I have to see a little reverse there as Marcus Dean takes the ball. There goes Dean down the sideline. He's going to be pushed out of bounds there by number 18, Frank Turk. So we'll see. 45 seconds left to go. They've got good field position. That's why these personal fouls, the game is just never over until the clock hits zeros. I mean, you get a good kickoff return, and, yeah, they gave Jefferson a short field, but had Jefferson not had a short field, now maybe Jefferson would have still picked up a first down, kneeled on it, ran out the clock, and not scored again. But you just got to be smart in those situations.
No, completely agree.
And it looks like the Knights are just going to take a knee and run this clock out. And Jefferson takes a timeout. So a little cat and mouse game going on between the two coaches, I guess. If you're going to take a knee, we're going to call a timeout. The game's not over. So I guess Hunter, by putting that score in, calling a timeout, he's kind of throwing one at their coaching staff a little bit too. So we'll see how this handshake goes at the end of the game.
Should be enjoyable.
Probably
to
not
watch.
too friendly, but look, like I said, you don't come up here into someone else's house and show off, and run your mouth and do that kind of thing. You're going to get what you get. And, Jefferson scored again, and now they're going to, kind of let the game play out as long as possible.
And I agree, but I tell you what, you look out here at Cougar Stadium, you look in the backdrop, and you see all the beautiful, kind of rocky look. It's just so gorgeous right now, and I'm sure these Jefferson fans are just so happy coming out here to W, regardless of how it looked.
And there goes Pauly, picks up the first down inside the 35, around the 33. So they're going to hurry up here, try to get to the line and run it. As the clock is stopped, they're going to try to run another play. The clock starts now. Man in motion is Dean. The ball is fumbled. Pauly has to land on it. And that's going to keep the clock running. And they don't have to run another play. We'll see if the Knights choose to run another play. Looks like they're going to try to hurry to the line. Handoff goes to Hobbs. Hobbs is going to take off for the end zone. Can he get there? No, he's knocked out of bounds around the 5-yard line as Jefferson now has a lot of their second team, third team guys, a lot of their JV guys. So the Knights could put another one on the board to make the score a little more interesting. But just under 8 seconds left to go here.
Yeah, this is the last play. Unless they score, then we might see something else.
Man in motion is Dean. The handoff goes to Marcus Dean. He's trying to cut outside. Nothing there. He's tackled. Going to be short of the goal line. And that's going to do it. The Cougars hold off. here at Cougar Stadium in the first round of the playoffs. The Cougars advance again for the 4th straight year in a row to the second round. Congratulations to Coach Hunter, the coaching staff, and all the Jefferson Cougars players as they come out here with a 48-28 win over the Cabell Midland Knights. And we'll see you guys next week against Hurricane. So big test for the Cougars next week against Hurricane coming up here to Cougar Stadium. And that's going to do it for us. We're going to be right back with our home team sports player of the game, Tayshawn Roper. We'll be back in a minute. Hear a word from our sponsors. You're watching Home Team Sports TV.
Adventure takes you here, but much of it starts right here in West Virginia, where Toyota has lived alongside hardworking West Virginians for over 25 years, investing over $2 billion in the Buffalo manufacturing plant and bringing in over 2,000 jobs. And that helps fuel the local economy. Thanks for making Toyota the #1 selling brand in West Virginia. See your dealer and start your adventure today. Toyota, let's go places.
Since opening in 2017, we have been the local hangout spot to watch a game and meet up with family and friends. With over 15 TVs, there isn't a bad seat in the house. We have arcade games, including the world's largest Pac-Man, 2 pool tables, and more, serving a full food menu ranging from appetizers to steak dinners, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., 7 days a week, and later on weekends. Daily drink and food specials, and of course, happy hour from 3 to 6, Monday through Friday. Come on out to Benchwarmer Sports Bar and Grill.
Looking to enhance the beauty of your outdoor space? Look no further than R&L Landscapes. We understand that your outdoor space is more than just a yard. It's a place where memories are made with loved ones and where you find peace and tranquility. Our team of professionals will work closely with you to bring your vision to life. From expert design and installation to meticulous maintenance, we are committed to delivering breathtaking results that will make your neighbors green with envy. With our state-of-the-art equipment, we guarantee exceptional craftsmanship that will withstand the test of time. Contact R&L Landscapes today and let us turn your dreams into reality.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Home Team Sports. I'm here with the Home Team Sports player of the game, Tayshawn Roper. Tayshawn, how you feeling after that game, baby?
I feel good. Get to the next round, play with the team, keep going for the postseason.
For sure, and after having those terrific stats you had, how do you feel health-wise going into next week against the Hurricane Redskins?
I feel great. I've been doing my treatment each week, and I'm just ready to play more.
Yeah, what are your expectations, though, going into next week? What do you think you're going to face playing that really tough team?
That's a team that likes to – they're good. They got a good offense, so it's going to be a real shootout, but we just want to get some stops and play our game as well.
For sure. And I know this is just week 1 of the playoffs, but what is your expectations going forward? You guys still think you're a championship contending team?
Yeah, definitely. At the beginning of the season, our goal was to win the championship. We've been losing the second round. We want to get past that and move even farther.
And what's one area that you guys want to improve on going into next week?
We just want to improve on our defense more. Offense was clicking today. Defense was good. We were able to get together at the end and just winning.
For sure. And, again, this was our Home Team Sports player of the game, Tayshawn Roper. Tayshawn, good luck the rest of the way, man.
Thank you.
And we will be back with you guys again next week. We don't know for sure who, but we will be back again with you guys next week. Thank you guys for tuning in to Home Team Sports TV. We'll see you all again next week.
Thank you.
Croft Avenue in Martinsburg and South George Street in Charlestown, Cato Law proudly serves the Eastern Panhandle. Whether on the court, field, or in the classroom, we wish all of our student athletes a safe and successful.
In the market for a new vehicle? Then look no further than CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg, all in one convenient location. We have over 350 new and used vehicles available, so you'll be sure to find exactly what you're looking for. And with CMA's Love It or Leave It promise and our lifetime powertrain warranty, you can buy with confidence. Visit us online at CMA's.Toyota.of-Martinsburg.com and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Looking for better insurance coverage at a better rate, but you haven't been able to reach an actual person? Goosehead Insurance will help. Neil Powell is committed to helping you and the community get great coverage from a local agent who will answer your call. In Martinsburg, call Neil Powell Goosehead Insurance at 304-707-3549. He will customize a policy based on your needs. Call Neil Powell at Goosehead Insurance today. 304-707-3549.
Welcome back, guys. I'm J.D. Fritz here with Jefferson head coach, Coach Hunter. Hunter, talk about the game today. First of all, congratulations on your playoff win. Moving on to the second round, 4 years in a row now. Talk about, what your kids and the expectations were for today.
Expectations always been for us to continue to grow. Throughout the whole year, it was always to get to the playoffs, and after the playoffs was to get to the semifinals. Jefferson High School's never been to the semifinal round. Right. So get to the semifinal round and then get a chance to go to the championship game. So that's always been the goal. Today was going to be – we knew it was going to be a little tough battle trying to stop their running game. So we had to hunker down and stop the running game. We got a couple turnovers early, which helped us get up above the sticks, above the score, which put them behind a little bit, which they take a lot of time with the clock to run the ball. So we went in at halftime, made some adjustments to their formation, and was able to get more stops in the second half. I think if we'd have gotten that fake punt, if we just stopped them on that fake punt.
Yeah, they got you there.
Yeah, they got us on the fake punt. We got this fake punt in the first half and stopped them on that. I think it might have been over a little bit earlier.
So talk about, something that's kind of plagued you guys all year is penalties, especially the personal foul. You were missing a couple key players today because of that. Not very many penalties called at all in the game until late in the game. Obviously, Cabell Midland had a few mental mistakes, but talk about what you guys did and said to the team this year coming into today's game to try to cut down on a lot of those penalties.
Just that. You don't want to be in a situation where we were last week, 2 weeks ago against Washington, where we lost a couple players that couldn't play today. The goal was to go out and win this game for them so they could have another opportunity to play. You don't want your last game to be like that. So that's the thing, make sure, hey, we don't want to end up and then you not be able to play next week. And that was a message when all them flags started going off on the field down there. Hey, fellas, keep your wits about you. Keep your wits about you. Play the game. Don't get any flags called on us. We're winning the game.
Right. And you did a pretty good job for the most part. Talk about your man, Tayshawn Roper. He was banged up a few games earlier around the mid-season mark. Took a little while to get healthier. But today, you're not sure if you knew, career day, over 220 yards for Tayshawn and 4 touchdowns. Tell us all what Tayshawn has meant to this team this year.
He's been everything for this team this year. We had a young offensive line coming in the beginning of the season. So we had some replacements in there. So him just holding down the fort. And I told him this morning, when we came in this morning, I told him, I said, listen, you're gonna be secretary today. We're gonna ride you all the way home. So and that's what we did today. We got on his back and we rode him all the way to victory today. He's a special kid. He's a special kid, and I'm hoping to God he gets an opportunity to play somewhere next year.
Oh, absolutely, and I think you're right, he will. And I guess that was kind of the game plan. I had him picked as he really carrying the load early in our pregame. I said, Tayshawn, how far Tayshawn goes is how far this team is going to go, and I think you would probably agree with that.
Yes.
So next week, y'all got Hurricane coming in. Different animals from what you guys seen today. Tell us what the keys are to trying to come out a victory over Hurricane Redskins.
Hurricane's got a real good quarterback. They got some good skill players. The main thing, I know he's been a little banged up. I guess the main thing is going to be to bottle him up, keep him in the pocket, don't let him get loose. I pretty much think skill for skill, I think we match up pretty well with them. I think they match up pretty well with us. So the thing is to stay on top of things, keep the quarterback in the pocket, keep him from running the ball, and just try to get pressure on him as much as possible as we can, and get him out of his element, get him off his timing. And I think we can possibly pull away for a victory.
Yeah, it should be a good one. We're going to see that game right here on Home Team Sports here at Cougar Stadium. Coach Hunter, thanks for joining us today. Appreciate it, and good luck next week.
Thank you.
Guys, that's going to do it. I'm J.D. Fritz for all my crew here at Home Team Sports. We'll see you guys right here next week for a game against Jefferson.